What's up, everyone? Welcome to a rare Saturday night edition of the Witching Hour. I don't really do these anymore too much, but here we are because tonight's going to be a good one. But before we get into that, make sure to go back and watch this one from last Tuesday with Burger King Eric of Spastic Blur. He told some great stories, some great old Portland scene stories, and the formation of Spastic Blur and all that was covered in it. And he's just a really great guy. If you didn't watch it, go check it out. It was really good. He fucking rules. And then last night on Joe Abba, you had Bloody Freddy talking the talk on jamming out all badass from Blood Spill. But that was some great insight. Helped me connect the dots. Some things I always wondered, like, well, wait a minute, how did this? Who was that? And that really helped out. Fucking Freddy connected the dots from that old scene there. So that was fucking cool. A lot of good San Antonio history value in that story too. That show, I mean. And if you hadn't heard, let me set this up real quick for everyone. Some new Witching Hour shirts have been commissioned. I didn't even know they were being commissioned, but they are, and let's check this out. Let me get this pulled up for you guys. I'm going to share the screen. Boom, look at that. We got some new shirts here. I didn't want to highlight it. Let's go here, scroll up, check it out. These are new shirts from the channel, Witching Hour on, and you can get them at Black Montana's BigTartCartel.com. I might have that in my banners, but these are new shirts. Got a couple different color styles on there. Let me see if I have this pulled up for you guys. I might have rolled. No, here we go. Check it out. That's where you can order these from. I ordered from Black Montana's before. It's always cool stuff. And the crazy thing is, these shirts were made. The logo were made by Mark Riddick, who happens to be the guest tonight, and we'll ask him about this as well. So take a look when you get a chance. Go check these out. I'm happy with this. It's one of those things I didn't even know was going to happen, but check it out. So anyway, remove. Go over to Black Montana's BigCartel.com. Check them out. Cool stuff. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute, but let's bring on the guests. Alrighty, here we go. Hey, Mark, what's going on, dude?
What's up, Carl?
How's it going, man? I'm doing good. I had a busy day running across Texas, but that's usually what my weekends are like. I like to take little road trips and all. So when I talked to Mark, I guess maybe for a month or so we were talking about doing this show, and we finally got this date settled down. And then I'm like, I see this email come through and like, hey, I did a shirt if you want to use it. And I looked at it and I was like, holy crap, this is fucking cool, man. I couldn't really, because I was working and all that, and I couldn't really get back to Mark and tell him how much I really liked it, man. But these fucking shirts came out really cool. The logo came out cool. What inspired you to do that? I mean, like,
Yeah.
because I didn't even ask you, you just, very nice of you just to gift that to me, because damn.
Oh yeah. No, there's a couple of YouTube channels I subscribe to just to kind of keep up a little bit. The underground scene's kind of weird now, and used to, obviously you're from that era too, with the handwritten letters and all that.
Oh yeah, way back then, yeah.
So I haven't been frequenting Bandcamp as often as I have in the past, this year and last year, and usually that was sort of my window into the underground scene. But lately, I've been utilizing YouTube as like a way for just to kind of keep up with the scene.
Yeah.
And, so I've subscribed to a couple channels. I'll help out.
Yeah.
And,
Who you if I may ask, like, who are some of the channels you like check out?
So obviously Ken's Death Metal Crypt for a while he was online.
Oh yeah, Ken's was top tier. That was good stuff.
Yeah, so chatting with him a little bit. I'm still in touch with him, which is cool. But that one was a great resource. Melanie loves death metal.
Melanie's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a lot of. She's always buying stuff constantly, so it's a good ear to the ground in terms of keeping up. And Heavy Metallurgy because I just enjoy their content. They have a wide range and variety of styles of metal that they cover. And what's up? And Jamming Out All Badass, I'll catch on occasion. Mordant Red, I'll catch on occasion.
Yeah, it's all sounds like you're watching all the stuff that
Yeah,
I
J,
watch. And yeah,
J Dog, J Dog is kind of
J Dog's good
he's,
stuff. I know he
he's
takes a lot
funny.
of shit, but
Yeah,
he's fucking great.
he's just humorous. He's just so matter of fact and nonchalant about everything.
I do
Um,
appreciate the brutal honesty.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's refreshing in a weird sort of way for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, he's fun to watch, and obviously been purchasing from Hell's Headbangers for a long. I think I had the first release actually that Spawn of Satan LP they put out, so I've been following their label for quite some time. Um, but yeah, the Witching Hour thing, yeah. So I don't know if you've heard of Heavy Art Talk YouTube channel.
I
It's
don't think so. No.
so this
What
dude
is this?
Lee Gwen Turk, he's the host. It's basically a YouTube channel. Again, it's called Heavy Art Talk, and basically he interviews artists who illustrate and paint for the metal scene.
Uh
So
huh.
it's a good kind of behind the scenes look at the visual side of heavy metal. So he's
Oh.
covered a ton of different artists on there, but just chatting with him frequently, he inspired me to pick up a sketchbook because I usually don't carry a sketchbook with me. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I have your Witching Hour um, logo doodled in here somewhere. So you can see
Let
right
me
there.
put you solo so we
It
can
might
get a
have,
good look at that.
yeah, I
Oh
was just
yeah, there it is. Yeah.
sort of figuring out, like, kind of figuring out that it's just all freehand. I'm drawing this standing up too, so it's a little wonky. But if you can see, it's. I use a sketchbook now for like concepts and stuff like that. Just
Okay.
quick like impromptu. Oh, this one's kind of cool. Quick impromptu kind of inks and concepts, for future products. It just kind of helps keep me like a lot of thumbnail sketches. It helps keep me fresh. And I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Lee's Heavy Art Talk channel. He just speaking with him, he kind of really inspired me to like, hey, I should be doing this just
Now,
to stay
is
on
that
point.
something like going back to your younger days? Like, 'cause I think we all had like little sketches we would draw and whatever. Like in school, I fucking doodle shit all the time in class. And
Me too.
I, so I was wondering, is that like something we're like getting that
Um,
inspiration type back in that type of sense, or is it just
you know, it's funny. I actually don't think I've ever used a sketchbook before. This is my first time that I can recall really using one, other than like mandatory. Hey, what's up, Megan? Um,
Megan has some pretty damn good art
yeah, I was gonna
herself?
say she's an
Yeah,
artist as well. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, just mandatory having a sketchbook for art class. Outside of that, I never kept one.
Hmm.
I actually, here's a little nugget that I thought would be kind of fun to share. I pulled out a couple things that we discussed earlier. We're going to do a little show and tell. But
Yeah, yeah.
one of my buddies I used to jam with, he lived kind of up the road from me. His name was Lee, and his mom I think was a secretary at a law firm, and they misprinted the stationery. It's like a thermographic ink, which is kind of like what you see on a business card with the raised ink. And they gave me these boxes filled with these things. So I never kept a sketchbook. I would just draw on these
Wow, that looks
sheets of
fucking
paper.
bad. Oh
So
yeah.
this
That
this is an
paper
old one.
rules. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a little bit of a texture to it too. It's a little slightly heavier than a copier paper. This is an old drawing from '94. I don't think this is ever published, other than maybe in like a fanzine or something like that. Um, but I wanted to share that little nugget because I don't think I've ever
That is
divulged that
cool.
before. But yeah, so this is a law firm stationery. So I would draw on this because I had stacks of this stuff.
Stacks of that paper.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I never kept I think I might have another one. I never kept a sketchbook because of that. Yeah, here's another one. This is kind of cool. You can see it's a law firm paper, but on the
Yeah.
flip side, it's an old extra cent flyer that I drew on. You can see I don't know if you can see the tape marks, but I cut and pasted the logo on there. all
Oh
the
wow.
all the info is hand drawn. He's got this zombie tearing apart a Metallica fan. Because
Poser.
after
Yeah.
after Injustice for All, I stopped listening to them. But but yeah, so it's just it's funny too. You can't tell because I'm in black and white, but the ink is actually the drawing is like it's kind of green because
Uh-huh.
it's crappy pen I used, and it's got I must have used like two or three different pens and markers on here because they're like one's green, one's black. It's all like washed out and it's a mess, man. Anyway, so I just thought I'd share that. So yeah, sketchbook. It's just a little segue since we are talking about that witching hour logo. So yeah, I'm looking at sketchbook now. It's been very resourceful in terms of keeping fresh concepts going. You know, for ideas for drawings and stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool. My sketchbook was like literally my supposed to be my notebook for class. Like I said, I would just doodle all day and
Oh
drawing things, all that. I would draw. Now I'm no artist, by the way, but I like to always just draw like sick people doing violent things and all that.
yeah, I've got some really lewd ones from religion, the mandatory religion classes I had to take in college. I have some I have some drawings in like the margins when note taking in class and just some terror. I've saved some of them because they're just so off the chain. But anyhow, so yeah, I mean like yourself, I think I would say most metalheads probably in their youth would doodle on their notes and
Oh, for sure.
notebooks and stuff
That's
like
probably like through all eras of
that. Mm-hmm.
metalheads in high school.
Oh
Mine was
yeah.
it was like heavy metal dudes like beating up new wavers and things like that. What did I know? And I like new wave, but I was still like fuck them. It
Yeah,
didn't
it's
make no
funny.
sense.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I've been speaking of new wave. I was actually listening to was it, I had Billy Idol. When I haul my kids around in the van, I don't really play any metal around them.
Uh huh.
So I have a lot of like post punk and some '80s stuff. So I had some Depeche Mode in there and Tears for Fears and all that stuff.
Yeah, something that's not so. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too abrasive for the kids, but
I guess that's a new thing I'll have to figure out. It keeps muting on me, but
yeah, I was gonna say, you sound like I'm muted for a second there.
all right, I'm back. Let me make sure this is secure in there. I'm gonna maybe put this over here so it's not hanging. All right, so cool. Now, Mark, I always want to ask you. We might jump ahead a little here. What
Mhm.
the soil bleeds black.
Oh yeah,
Now, that you're a medieval project with your brother. How did you guys come about like wanting to start that? I don't know if the chat knows, but Mark had this great medieval music project with his brother, Mike, and me and Francisco from Jamming Out All Badass, have talked about it. A little before. He's a big fan too. What was the inspiration to do this project?
yeah. So I'm trying to think back, but
Yeah, sure.
it was right around the time after we finished cutting the two first X% demo tapes, which is our death metal project that we did
Mm-hmm.
around 92, 93. And so I want to say it was at the end of we were in high school. I think it was at the end of high school we started experimenting with that. But
Uh huh.
I want to say it was a good friend of mine in high school named Mike Bull who introduced us to cold meat industry. He worked in the import section at Tower Records, so he would get a lot of more unconventional type music coming through.
Uh huh.
And so he, introduced me to like Raised on Detra and Morthound and Mortis and stuff like that. And I would say that just being exposed to that and then learning more about that dark wave, dark ambient scene with bands like Megaterra, um, Archon Satani, Ordo Equilibrio, uh, Ordo Equitum Solus, Sopor Eternus, stuff like this.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are familiar names to you or not, but
Some are, some aren't. I remember
so
Arcana. I was big
yeah,
into
yeah,
and big into that one. I did buy that one for sure.
yeah, that was huge Dead Can Dance influence, and that was Peter from Cryptic Kerberos. Did you know that?
Nope.
Cryptic Kerberos, Swedish death metal band. That was Peter's foray into that genre. I used to be in touch with him pretty regularly, actually, in college when I was in college. We used something called IRC. I don't some kind of chat thing. I don't I don't remember. It's so
Yeah.
long ago. It's like the beginning of the internet, right? Um, so yeah, so I remember getting into that stuff, and I felt like the Silver Eternus stuff, which is like this weird German sort of Celtic medieval dark wave gothic type project, super weird.
Uh-huh.
I remember that being a big influence, and then also discovering some old medieval tunes on vinyl in our college library just was served as good inspiration. But anyway, a lot of that mixed with like taking British literature in college with the Paradise Lost and the Canterbury Tales and stuff like that. Really,
Mm.
kind of Arthurian legend. All that stuff kind of pointed us in this direction of doing this sort of neo medieval project. So I would say there's a conglomeration of things that forced us into that. And it's kind of weird because we were kind of like, I want to say we're part of the gothic music scene, but we weren't gothic music per se. We didn't play like death rock or anything like
No,
that.
not even close. It was, I would call it pure medieval music, like
Yeah, and
used medieval instruments, like for the most part. And
some of it, yeah, some of it was synth based, some of it was traditional instrumentation. But if I guess the thing I could liken it to now would be like dungeon synth. What dungeon synth sounds like now is kind of like what we sound like.
that would be a good,
Yeah,
yeah, a good way to describe it.
yeah. So yeah, that's sort of the origins of that project. We cut a couple albums, different labels. We worked with Old Europe Cafe from Italy, Lichtbringer from Germany, World Serpent from the UK, and Cold Meat Industry, or Cruel Moon International, I guess is what the sub label was.
Oh, Cruel Moon. Yeah.
And Draenor Productions was just like a sub of Napalm Records. We put a couple albums out through them too. So yeah, we put out a lot of stuff, but it's all like I would say like mid '90s to like maybe 2003 or something like that. And then we folded, and then Dark Age Productions put out some like what was supposed to be a concept album. They put that out, I think, during the pandemic. I just kind of gathered what I could find from this sort of failed album that we were working on about the children's crusades from 1212. That was a theme. And anyway, we had like maybe 8 or 9 songs finished, and that's what they ended up publishing. So that was the last thing we technically put out.
And
So
that
nothing
was
new.
like that.
Yeah,
That was the end of the project, kind of, is with
yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah. The project's basically dead. It's been dead for 20 years. Yeah,
Yeah. No, nothing new coming. So, and then you started doing your was it
oh
Feeded
yeah,
Zombie or what was?
yeah, yeah. The Fetish Zombie stuff. That was around 2007, and it was because I was playing with my brother-in-law, his death metal band called Unburied. I wanted to because I was working. It was basically he was a songwriter for that project. That was kind of like his project, and I was just filling out on bass and stuff. I wanted to do my own thing again because I think the last time I had really done death metal stuff was with Excrescent, which is like a decade prior.
Yeah.
So I wanted to revisit that, and the project kind of it's hit or miss. Like even when I listen back to some of the old stuff, it's not that great. it's just it's every release I should say is a little bit different. So it kind of depended on what kind of phase I was in at that time. Like in the beginnings, the project was very much like brutal death metal, grinding type stuff, and then there's a little bit more like black thrash type influence, and then
Yeah.
eventually like some traditional heavy metal influence, and then some more atmospheric influence. This is it's kind of all over the place, man. I haven't been very active, honestly, with music stuff for the past few years. I just haven't. The last thing I put out was in February, but that was material from during the pandemic, and that was with another project. But yeah, it's I've been kind of uninspired, I would say,
Well, I
lately.
mean, I always say you shouldn't try to put out music if you're not feeling inspired because it's not going to be uninspiring music. You know, it's like
Yeah,
don't force something because you're just gonna it's gonna be a little soulless probably if you're not inspired. You know.
exactly. I feel like also right now there's I don't want to call the scene saturated per se, but
Oh, it's saturated
there's
for
a lot to
sure.
choose. Well, there's a lot to choose from, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's nice to just step away and be a fan. And I just don't see the point in like putting something out if it's just going to get mixed in with all the noise. So I haven't really felt motivated, and I always kind of feel like at least now it's important to for me musically, if I wanted to put something out, it needs to push the envelope a little bit and be a little bit different. And I just haven't felt that desire at the moment. So I literally haven't recorded anything in probably a couple of years at this
No,
point.
that makes total sense because you do have to be a little inspired to do it. Like I said, it's going to be some soulless music.
Yeah.
I'm not
What
going to
was-
put out an album if I'm not feeling like it. Fucking, at least to me, it has for me. I have to at least like it. Like if
oh yeah.
I gotta be like, if I was a fan, would I like this and not
Yeah.
take myself out of it, which is hard to do, but you have to do it and say, would I like this? Because if I'm listening to it, and, oh man, this is kind of cookie cutter, like no, I
Right.
don't, I
It's
don't
it's
want to do
easy
that.
to yeah, it's so easy to fall into that trap. And I think you do when you write music, you're writing it for yourself essentially. You should be writing what you want to hear. Actually I'm trying to figure out like when did this one come out? Is this a couple of years ago?
Okay, let me try to remember because
Is
now
that the,
you're picking my brain.
let me
Okay,
check here. Oh, you know what? Let me check here. This is oh damn. Oh, 2020.
yeah,
So
the Beast of the Phallus Depths was originally put out on Warfare Noise.
yeah, that's what this is, a Warfare Noise cassette.
Yeah, on CD only.
Oh,
Okay, what did it say? 2020,
yeah.
2021. Okay,
2020 was the recording date.
2020. So very small independent label out of Houston.
Okay.
Just a dude, putting out. He said he'd do it. I thought, all right, well, cool. Did a great job. Got a great cover for us.
Yeah, the
You know,
cover's awesome.
yeah, it was some a guy, a Brazilian artist,
Okay.
and he had some contact with him, and he did a great job. We were like, wow, this is fucking cool.
Yeah, the
And
cover's badass.
and that was my two ex. Oh, look, I'm gonna go with Johnny because Johnny sounds more about right. 2018 on CD.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. So and then
Huh. You're not feeling very inspired either. Is that the last thing you guys put out? Yeah.
I'm the worst with my own band's histories. I'm like, oh yeah, I have to
Oh,
get
I
like
am too, man. I have a
I
hard
have to
time.
get like Swarngul on. He
You got
remembers
you got
everything.
you got to
And
get on
yeah,
get in the towel. Huh.
so that came out in 2018 on CD, and I guess the cassettes came out later.
Yeah, I must say.
Because we went to Goat Throne Records to do this Bolt of Satanic Might EP,
Okay.
and he that was just put out on on CD at first,
Yeah.
and then the ideal was okay. Well, they wanted to put something else out, so we got with Warfare, and he said yeah, and Warfare and Goat Throne got together and put it out on a cassette. So
That's my
you can flip each side for the
yeah.
covers. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Okay, that's the one that I have. That.
yeah. So I mean, it has both of our first two releases on
I
there,
see. So
and
what are you guys up to now with Pius Livis? What are you doing?
okay, we did the split with Omega Vortex from Germany,
Okay.
and that's pretty. I mean, if anybody's new here listening, that one's pretty easy to get. You can get it from Iron Bonehead in Europe and Dark Descent here in
Oh,
America.
okay. All
Because
right.
I'm out. I have 3 CDs left, and I'm just going to save them for shows. I'm not going to like try to sell them on Bandcamp anymore, unless somebody sends some order through. Then I might. But anyway, I just have 3 left, so you'll have to get. I don't know, man. It's plugged in. Kapa! Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So and right now we're recording a full length. We got
Okay.
10 to 11 songs. We're still debating on the 11th song if we're gonna go ahead and use it or not. But we got 10 songs for sure. And actually tomorrow we're gonna go back and record some more. But
Oh,
the good news is the drum tracks are done. Most of all the guitar tracks are done. We just got to do I think maybe four guitar tracks for the rest of the songs, and maybe a couple of solos and vocals and and bass. Keith has to do bass, but he's the fastest one in the band, and like he knocks out shit real fast. Our bass player. So
Do you guys do home studio or?
yeah, Necro Inferno does has his own garage home studio with
Okay.
AC and everything. It's very nice. And he's getting better and better. And you know, every band does this, but not to toot my own horn. But I really think he's with us is like not trying to rush it out and just taking our time and doing it the way we want. It's going to be a good record. We're
Yeah.
happy with it.
So do you have a label set up to publish it, or what are you chopping it
Mm,
around?
we we have a couple of word, you know, like yeah, but I'm not going to say we have a
Okay.
secure label. We might, you know, unless someone like really out of the blue comes out and says, you know, like a really big label. I'm not talking Century Media. I'm talking like a Hell's Headbanger or something comes along and says, yeah, we'll like to do it. Well, okay, we'll go with you. But you know, we're at this point. I ain't really too worried about the label. You know, we're more worried about this making this recording the best we can make it. You know, so
Yeah.
we're taking our time, and then once we're happy with it, you know, we'll put it all together, mix it the way we want, and you know, have someone we respect master it, and
Yeah.
then we'll start, you know, worrying about the label part and all that. But
Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
what?
yeah, we've been approached by a couple people, you know, like
Okay. Good. So
we'll see what happens.
what formats are you guys hoping for? Is it, are you just looking for vinyl, CD, cassette?
I would like all formats covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like
Cool.
because I got spoiled with the split with Omega Vortex that was covered on all formats, vinyl, CD, cassette. So
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
oh well, I can't, you know,
Nice.
I have to fucking get all those formats covered. And I had a couple people, and if we have to go, you know, with different labels for each format, so be
Yeah.
it. You know, I don't care as long as you know say you're going to do what you're going to do. I'm happy to work with any label who wants to put it out. Like if they just want to do a CD and it's a good label, cool. If it's a they want to do just vinyl, cool. You know, with whoever else. You know, a lot of I mean, a lot of bands. That's how it works nowadays. You know, you just find different labels for each
Yeah.
format.
Are you guys in a situation where you think you could support the album with like a mini tour, or are you guys not really so much into doing the live
I would
scenario?
do no, we will play live. A lot of it just boils down to everyone's, you know, tied down with jobs and family,
Yeah.
and that's the hardest part to
Yeah.
nowadays. You know, a lot of the when I was in Hod, a lot of the guys had jobs where they could step away from, and it wasn't too big. And I had so much vacation time built in because I worked at my place for so long. I could take 3 weeks off, you know,
Oh
and
wow.
just go play a bunch of shows. It doesn't work that way with this Pious Leavis. Everybody has jobs, and you know, of course, too, being a little older now, Mark, you know, I'm not gonna propose, you know, to drive across the country for pizza and you know beer money and things like
Yeah, I hear
that.
that.
Like we used, you know, I'm not saying Hod did that, but you know, so a lot of times it was just like, hey, we'll make some money to get to the next show. We'll make some money to get to the next, and by the end of the tour, you know, we sold enough merch, you know, to get home, and that's how it worked. We always broke even. We never
Yeah.
like really lost. Only one time we saw that we were losing our ass, and we were like, okay, we're dropping off.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was like way in the beginning too, but
that's a tough pill to swallow. I feel like the idea. I've never had to do anything like that, but just the physical draining aspect, and I don't know if you're an introvert or not, but being an introvert,
uh huh.
that's so painful. Having to can you imagine
Yeah,
going to show having to converse with people all the time, every night for weeks. Oh my god,
yeah.
it's exhausting.
You know, I am somewhat can be somewhat of a homebody too. I do
Yeah.
enjoy being at my house. I work from home.
Okay.
Some weeks, you know, I'm like, okay, the weekend's here. I'm ready to go ahead and get the fuck out of here and do something because I've been in the house all fucking week, which is I
Sure.
think normal for anyone at a certain point.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
I mean, going on the road I mean, it's fun. You know, it always, you know, I can't talk about other people, but it was fun. I had, you know, great bandmates, always, you know, laughs and things. But seriously, most, at least my experience is you're staring at the back of an 18 wheeler for like, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. You know, that's what you're doing. You're just driving,
Yeah.
unless you know you get up onto the East Coast in places like that where cities are closer together and it's not such a long haul in between, um,
Yeah,
um, shows. But out here in Texas, for sure, so
Texas is a
San
great
Antonio,
state.
Austin's like the only closest like two major cities that are really close to each other.
Mhm.
Houston's 3.5 hours, Dallas is 5, El Paso is 8. I mean, just
Damn. All
yeah,
right.
Texas is huge.
Yeah, I remember I going on vacation that I moved to. Oh
I'm
yeah, I just
sorry.
remember
Go ahead.
going on. It's cool. I just remember traveling with my parents on vacation in my youth, and I think it took us 2 days. It felt like to drive through Texas
Oh
from
yeah,
the west. Yeah, it's a long, long, barren drive.
yeah. If you come in from like the west or the east, it's going to take forever. You come in from the north, like Oklahoma down to San Antonio. That,
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's a day. That's a day.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're going to be driving for a while. And me and Bear, the singer of Hod, we used to laugh because we'd be like, "This is going to take us 8 hours to get out of Texas." Like by the
So,
time, no matter what, because where we're
yeah,
located, it would just take that long. But that's how you do. Now, if someone wants to say, "Hey, Pius, leave," I want to make this damn interview about me. But if someone wants to say, "Hey, we'll fly you in," sure, fly
okay.
us in, put a roof over our head, and we're cool. I don't need these huge guarantees if you're willing to fly us in. Just give us a place to stay and a roof over our head, maybe some food. We're good. You know, I think
Can
if a
I,
lot of bands did that, we would have like cheaper prices on a lot of things.
yeah, I wanted to ask you too, Pius Levis. What are some of the influences with that project? Just out of curiosity, because to me, it's like Thorn Spawn is a little bit of a far, in my opinion, a bit of a far cry from what you're doing with the new project. And one thing I think is really distinct about the band is the vocal approach. It's
Mm-hmm.
just raw and raspy, and not a lot of like reverb or anything like that. It's just really something very throaty about it that makes it distinct. But musically, it's like dark death metal. You know what I mean? It's no,
Oh
no
yeah,
BS.
yeah,
It's dark, like the dark. Like when I think of like bands like Funebrarum or Cemetery Urn, it's sort of like lives in that world to some degree.
yeah.
Um,
And you're pretty spot on. It is. I would say in my mind, especially with the newer stuff, it's death metal, underground evil death metal of the late '80s, really early '90s. The music wise, So we're talking like Necrovore,
mhm.
Thy Kingdom Come demo, and things like that. Especially on this new recording,
Okay.
I can't, and still are elements of like no matter what people think. Our writing style was those old Thorn Spawn albums. We wrote them, me and Mike. So
That's
that,
true. Yeah.
we can't
Yeah.
escape what we did, so that
Sure.
there are going to be some black metal elements in the music too as
Oh, I
well.
can definitely hear some of that. It's just not as maybe
Prominent,
significant. Yeah.
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 Thornspawn was more
Black metal leaning.
black metal only, yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe later on rap we got a little more like blasphemy style influence in with
Sure.
that style too. But vocal wise, Mike is Big Mike Sworn. He is influenced from Dead for sure with
Okay.
the torture and Pentagram demo from Chile.
Oh, okay.
The screaming approach, this
Yeah.
torturous
Yeah.
fucking style. And then he went a little lower on the split, like more of I mean this is me, but more like a older incantation Craig Pillard type of style
Right.
of vocal delivery. But
Okay.
he and I have to give him some credit because he's really never was a vocalist prior. Correct. He's still discovering his range. Like what he can do with his vocals and all that. Like
Yeah.
so. It just gets in my book. It just gets better and better. Because the first one was just like pure raw talent. The
Yeah.
Beast of the Phallus Death. He's just going pure raw talent. But that, yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's good
Yeah, I
stuff.
know the mic came unplugged. It's just, I don't know. I think maybe this microphone needs to be retired because Either that or the headphones are jacked. One or the other. Who cares? Well, but you hear me, right?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It gets
Oh
cut off every
shit!
once in a while.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
All
hear
right,
you.
good. Can you talk?
Oh yeah, can you hear me all right?
I don't hear you.
Really?
I'm
Oh,
gonna exit out and come back in and try this
okay.
over. Give me 1 second. You can talk to the chat if you want. Sorry.
Oh my god,
Jesus, this is crazy.
I gotta entertain everybody. It sounds like it's working. Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. Pious oblivious annihilates posers. Yes, it does. Welcome to my studio.
All right, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know why all of a sudden I do not hear you at all. This is weird.
It might be your headphones. Maybe there's
It's all
like
muffled.
a connection boost or something.
Testing. I hate when the shit goes south. All right, let me try something real quick.
Mm-hmm. Show surround. I've got some pretty cool stuff up here. There's a Texas-based artist over here. Since we're talking to Carl out of San Antonio, that's Sean Carr, one of his drawings.
All right,
Can you
this
hear
should
me
be
there?
good now. Yeah, I'm good now. Sorry about that.
Oh, no
It,
worries.
it looked like I think maybe the USB into the tower might have been a little loose too as well, causing more
Oh,
mayhem. Yeah, but okay, we're good. And I
cool.
changed headphones, so that might
Oh,
be
okay.
helping too. All right. So yeah, I don't know if you were hearing me what I was saying. Yeah, he's just still discovering his vocal style.
Yeah,
So this next one, I expect it to be like even more, over the top.
cool. Yeah, I look
So
forward to
I
that.
yeah, I mean, it's still funny because to me, I would think most people would know the history and the of the band and all that, like where you're from. But it usually turns out no one really knows, unless you have
Hmm.
to tell them things. Like you would know, and the more people attuned to
Sure.
the closer circle of like old friends and friends who follow each other, because that's usually what we do.
Yeah.
But like to a lot of other people, like they don't have no clue, that we were
Yeah, I
the
think it's
guys who wrote Thornspawn riffs and all that back in the day.
yeah, I think it's a new band. Yeah, actually, I do have a couple. Like I was talking earlier, I was pulled out a couple of relics from my collection. I got a couple of Thorn Spawn
Yeah, I
products.
mean, you and your brother are OG, man. Like from the when did we meet? '98. There it goes, the curse of Thornspawn. Ah, that's great.
Don't worry, it's still intact. Yeah, so Thorn Spawn. This is your
The
consecrate.
second demo.
Yeah, Consecration of Evil Flesh demo, and then obviously the old 7-inch EP. I think I suspect that's you probably over here.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That was our first label release. Nils' old label, Profanation.
Yeah, and this is what was it, Sonny? Was that the dude's name who did the artwork?
Yeah, Goat Sonny. He did
What?
the original Infernal Legions art.
Oh, so what's he up to these days? Are you still in touch?
Yeah, he still lives in San Antonio. We'll see
Okay,
him out he'll come out to the Pius Levis shows and hang out. He's still part of the crew and all that. And
nice.
he did the Nickel Blade on GoPro. He did the art for that.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, so he'll still do stuff here and there.
Cool.
Now, like
All right.
he has his own like job and career nowadays, so he's a
Yeah,
little busier, obviously, but he
yeah,
still supports, man. He's still around, and yeah, he's a great guy.
yeah.
He's metal as fuck. I
Oh,
will
yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
One
Yeah,
of the cool things I can recall, um, my brother mentioned to me when he was living in San Antonio. uh, he said that he went over with you guys to Mike's apartment, and his roommate was Louis from.
Yeah, Louis from Devastation. Yeah, that's funny. I'm wearing a Devastation shirt.
And he
Look
hooked,
at
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yours is a real one, I believe.
Well, this is one that Louis gave to my brother because he couldn't believe my brother knew who they were because we were like 13 years old when we were listening to this, the devastation stuff. Um, Always been. In fact, I can
Wait,
remember.
which demo do you have right there?
Oh, that's not a demo. It's just the
Oh,
combat cassette. There,
okay. I thought you
Archie
had a
Light.
contaminated demo. I was like, holy shit.
No, no, I have a like a CD pressing of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I got. I had a dub of it for years, and I was so happy when they did the CD repress of those. Like,
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah. Was that Redefining Darkness or somebody did that? I can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
But yeah, so I remember.
Can you show that Devastation shirt again? That's
Oh
cool.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty cool. It's like this sort of rudimentary print. It's like a really vibrant. You can't see it because it's black and white, but it's got really vibrant colors on it. It's from a 1990. And now this is probably. I would imagine it's probably a reprint that I think Louis had done
From
recently.
the originals, yeah.
Yeah, not yeah. So this is not an original by any means. I don't think. I don't even. There's the tag on it. It's just like beating the hell. I don't even know. Yeah,
But
what
it's
the.
still an old shirt.
It is. Yeah, it's still an old shirt for sure. But I remember thinking that was the coolest thing, just being a fan of that band, and that my brother got to meet the drummer. I was pretty
It's
stoked
crazy,
about
right?
that.
How sometimes how small the metal community can be once you,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this cover when I was 14 in my Art One course in high school, one of our assignments, because I had a pretty cool teacher, one of our assignments was to draw one of our favorite album covers, and I remember redrawing this Signs of Life album cover. I wish I still had the drawing. I have no idea where it went, but
Wow.
yeah, I remember using, looking at this very carefully and trying to reference it. But good learning experience for sure.
Yeah,
Art.
that was done by a local artist named Tommy Pons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did them.
Oh, I didn't
He did a
realize that.
couple. Like I think he did Dangerous Toys later. Like one of
Really?
their yeah, like he got commissioned a couple of big things. I know that. I
Huh.
remember, dude, like back in the early '90s, he did this print like big print set of
Yeah.
called Werewolves or something like that. And
Oh,
I
okay.
regret to this day not buying it because it
That
was
sounds
really
cool.
cool werewolf art, that he
That
did.
does sound cool.
Yeah. So yeah, he that's who that was. He was a
I had no.
metalhead too. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea he did stuff for Dangerous Toys. That's wild, man. Are they? They're not.
Yeah.
They're not a Texas band though, are they? Dangerous
Yeah,
Toys, or
yeah.
are
Dangerous
they?
Toys from Austin. Remember it was
Oh,
Jason McMaster from Watchtower was the vocalist from
oh,
Dangerous
shit!
Toys.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
I know.
how come I don't
Dude,
know these
you didn't
things?
know
No, because I like
that?
rock. I
I'm
like
sorry,
rock.
I'll let that blow your mind for a minute. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Jason. Yeah,
Wow.
he left Watchtower to do Dangerous Toys because they were
Man.
it was funny because the way I kind of see it, like he did Dangerous Toys, as a side thing for some,
Yeah.
fun and make some money doing covers, and all of a sudden it got serious and blew up. Next thing they know, they're on MTV, and
Yeah. And
they're
they're
getting
they're a
ready.
little, they're kind of harder sounding than a lot of the hard
Oh
rock.
yeah, they
They're
weren't like
they
wussed
yeah,
out glam metal or anything. They
right.
were
They
more like
have
on the Guns N' Roses,
mhm,
more dangerous rock. I don't know what you
yeah,
really
they're
call it.
definitely a little bit more edge to them, for sure. Um, yeah, it's funny. I think my brother mentioned also that your guitar teacher was the dude from Watchtower. Is that correct?
Yeah, Roger Zombie, original from SA Slayer,
Oh, okay.
and then he it was always funny because I taking lessons from him. Me and my friend Gilbert, we used to go downtown and take guitar lessons from him, and he
That's
would
cool.
tell us all the stuff. And I remember him, telling us like, man, because SA Slayer came to an end, and but he was like, man, I wish I could join Watchtower like that. He was like always talk about Watchtower, how much he liked them and this and that. And he's like, man, I wish I could join. That'd be cool. And then just so happened, Billy White left to go work with Don Dokken,
Really,
and yeah,
dude,
and
I didn't know that either.
he was
Weird.
obviously friends with all the Tower guys, I think, they're like, "Hey, Ron, you want to check it out?" And next thing you know, he's in Watchtower.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's yeah. Ron's a real nice guy too. Yeah,
That's
I was listening to. It's funny because almost everybody around that scene back then took lessons from Ron at some point. All like the guitarists in this
yeah.
underground metal scene.
That's so
Because
funny.
last night on jamming out all badass, Bloody Freddy was talking about his old guitarist took lessons from Ron too. But
Okay.
apparently, Bloody Freddy said that Ron told him, "No, you're good enough. You don't need no lessons anymore." And
Nice.
I'm gonna go ahead and believe that one because dude Marilyn could really play. Like he was like one of the super really fucking shredders of the early
Yeah.
death black scene here in San Antonio. So, but it's true. Like at some point, someone took a lesson from Ron for me. I don't know, a couple of weeks or a couple of years or whatever. But it was funny. My lessons with Ron really just were us bullshitting about metal. And
That's awesome.
yeah, we ended up talking about like chicks and things like that, and it was not a whole lot of lessons going on now that I look back. We were just talking like, oh, this chick lied. Oh yeah, I remember this. But it was fun just to hang out, because
Yeah.
like Ron fucking bad, because Ron would do like something like. We were like, yeah, man, that Merciful Fate. He goes, oh yeah, you mean that Desert Creation of Soul solo? And it's all and we're like, oh god, it's all like, I wish I could do that, just out of the blue back then, I don't want to say he was you know not doing his job. He was still like print out skills and
Oh right.
yeah, I practiced them and things like that. But most of the time it was like I would drive him crazy too, Mark, because I would show up like with possessed songs. I was like, "Hey, can you figure out this one?" He'd finally say, "I don't know what they're playing. I don't even know what key this is in."
Yeah. I,
I'm
I
like,
wanted I wanted to ask you about a band. Unfortunately I couldn't find the demo. I've got the demo somewhere in my collection. I'm in the process of reorganizing my collection, realizing I have more than I need, unfortunately. But there's a band called Incest, which is a terrible name for a band from San Antonio. Are you familiar with that band?
yes, that was when blood. Speaking of blood spill, because this is funny because you're bringing this shit up. We did not even know. Bloody Freddy was on last night. Incest was the offspring of Bloodspill when that band kind of
Oh,
like whatever they weren't around anymore. The Incest started, and I met the Incest. Sounds weird. I met the Incest guys when I was in just starting Indignation with me and Link and everyone
yeah.
and all that. I think I don't even know if Louis was even in the band yet when we started talking to them guys. Maybe I can't remember for sure, but
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, Incest was like um, Robert Merlin. I can't remember everyone in the band.
Yeah, I don't.
Ray. I mean, those, and then like later, Dave Gore, who's still around. We see Dave Gore
Okay.
every once in a while out, and the guitarist unfortunately passed away a couple years ago.
Oh
The
wow. Okay.
Robert guy,
Okay.
but yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that.
Incest was awesome. They one demo that no one ever talks about, and it wasn't even on Metal Archives, is Into the Darkness. Is a really cool fucking demo that sounds like kind of like deaf and possessed and stuff
Oh,
like that. Real even early Sepultura, like more
okay.
revision style type stuff.
Yeah.
Really fucking cool. Yeah, the name is because they were just fucking wanting to be so disgusting and evil, So like
Yeah.
incest, like nowadays, yeah, that would be like a fucking big terrible thing to call your
Oh yeah.
band.
Well, the
But it was
misogyny.
so underground back then, dude.
Yeah.
Just underground knew about it.
So the misogyny was demo was the one I had, and I think JH mentioned it on here in the comments. But I agree. Like that demo is just so forward thinking. It kind of
Yeah,
reminds me of how Time Ghoul, when Dark Descent repressed the Time Ghoul stuff, and Time Ghoul really, in my opinion, inspired a lot of other bands. Uh, it's got that level of complexity to it, where it's just sort of unhinged vocals, sort of reminiscent of like Speaks or Pestilence, and then the keyboards and just the songwriting was just It was just so technical. To me, it seemed technical,
No,
but
and like this is a good point,
dissonant
Jake.
riffs, yeah.
Jake making his misogyny demo has dissonant kind of rips that were more bands jumped on like 10 or 15 years later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
they were
Album.
definitely doing something ahead of the time
Yeah.
on that. Someone needs to get a hold of them guys and like reissue all that
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely. Yeah.
That would be like, you know, along with the blood spill, someone needs to go back and reissue all the the early incest demos and all that because it deserves to get out there. It's really good stuff, like you're
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
That like what they were doing on that demo, the second demo, misogyny. That was like some of the stuff like kind of like incorporated to a lot of the big black metal wave, that came. But I mean, they didn't do corpse paint and all that stuff. But the musically, yeah, right up
Yeah.
that alley, man.
Yeah. It's just I gotta find it, man. I'm a little worried. I'm like, where I'm missing
Where to
that.
go,
And, yeah, I'm missing
dude?
that and a
I,
couple other
I
things. I'm like,
I
oh
I
no.
have no idea where some of my shit goes. Some of it like sold off. Some of it's like, where the fuck is it? Tearing my room apart, going through boxes.
Yeah, I found I have an incest album from a Polish incest, so I
Oh,
found that one, but not the one I was looking for. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
man,
Jake. There was a first one called Into the Darkness.
I
That
didn't know
that
that. Yeah,
and
I've never heard of that.
yeah, it's not as crazy as misogyny, but it's
Okay,
still good evil
yeah.
death metal for sure, man. That's when like the first Indignation, and we played shows with them. Like
Oh,
DMZ,
okay.
yeah, we did some shows with them. I think like with fucking am I remembering right? Like Splatteria or Rotting Corpse or somebody, but I can't remember perfectly. Like I said, Link would know for sure if he's in the chat. Represent, but if not, yeah, it was cool. Playing like finally finding some bands in your style to to do some shows with. They were one of the first ones, and those dudes were fucking. They were wild. Like they were, like what you expected, like crazy underground death metal dudes from the late '80s, early '90s would be like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like Texas just has Texas, in my opinion, has always had a really strong scene, and so I did pull some things that I've always kind of enjoyed,
Yeah,
but
let's check let's go through and see
yeah.
what type of music you pulled out in your collection.
Um, Yeah, just some sort of oddities, a couple of them. I'll start with this one.
Okay.
This is a band that I think my brother was in touch with them. Ceremony
Oh yeah, from the
from
valley.
Brownsville, I think, right?
Yep.
Um, and their stuff got repressed. Uh, some label called Winter Solace, I think. I don't know. This is probably a couple of years ago, but it's both the demos on CD. But it was, some early black metal type
They
stuff.
they just got vinyl reissues on Nuclear War
Oh,
now too. So
oh
yeah,
wow, really?
yeah.
Oh, oh, here's one. Um, I don't know if you know these dudes. I think they're probably more Dallas based, but whoops, this that's the other one. This is Divine E.
Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
you probably know those guys. And then
Look at those original demos. That's fucking cool.
Infernal Oak, which is like
I I um I don't have releases, but I know who they are. They played our shows, the
oh,
Sacrifice Fest once. Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
I found this slaughterhouse. I don't know. So I got kind of a unfortunate story. This is a good one right here. This is the
Oh
before you
yeah.
talking about Ray earlier. I acquired one of his originals from the. And of course, the one thing I can't find is the 7 inch, the Temples of Opal 7 inch that I have somewhere. But this is the original cover art, and there was some. And there's I don't know. It's hard to see, but there's some. There's like you can see part of it faintly. There's a flyer on the back of the piece of
Oh, I
paper.
can barely see something there.
I
Yeah.
think it was a band like Abomination or something like that was the name of the band. But the flyers are photocopied on the opposite side of the drawing. Um, and there's a couple other things too. So The unfortunate thing is, Ray, I actually purchased. I purchased the drawing that you see here. The original, it was like, it's pretty much to scale. It was just a couple inches big, right? It's a small
Uh-huh.
drawing. But I went to go get some artwork framed this past winter, and that was one of the drawings, and it was really windy that day, and it blew out of my hand.
Oh no.
So it's lost in a parking lot somewhere in Leesburg, Virginia. If anybody wants an original Apsu drawing, have fun trying to find it. Um, but yeah, and I also pulled this old because I used to write to Apsu pretty frequently back in the day. But this old Apsu shirt with one of the old logos, and it's got this completely decrepit, brutally washed out Chris Moyen drawing on the back. Infinite
Wow,
edition
what a
drawing.
relic, dude.
Yeah,
That's fucking cool.
that thing's coming apart, but definitely a classic Apsu shirt from the early '90s. Anyway, I just thought I'd share a couple things from the Tejas scene. Oh, there's a couple. Actually, you know what?
What else? Mark has a massive
Yeah, I
collection
got,
of
I got a
shit
couple
here.
things. You guys probably know Sawblade, right? Daniel Shaw
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Trinitarian. Yeah, his old band War Master, and then some art he did for the importation of Australian
The Split
split.
Seven. Yeah.
Yeah, huge fan of
Da-
his art. He's a cool dude.
yeah, Daniel's great. You know, Daniel did the first HOD logo, the one
Oh, did he really?
yeah,
Oh, I
he
didn't know that.
yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah, he did it. He kind of came up with the main old logo, and I think we
Yeah.
had John Zig just kind of
Oh,
touch
yeah,
it up a little
sick.
later on. But
Yeah.
yeah, Sawblade did the fucking HOD logo, the
Okay.
first
Yeah, and I
first
forgot
one.
John is Texas based too. Isn't he in Austin or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, he's mainly I mean he does yeah he did the new Spear Siege and
Oh yeah, he's done a
art
ton.
for Jake's band, and he's a tattoo artist. He
Yeah,
did
yeah.
my shit, so
Oh, he
I
did.
yeah.
Oh, skin
But
graver.
now I got a
Yeah.
reason to show it off to you. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what I can
Oh,
do here.
that's cool, man.
There's the werewolf. I don't know if you can.
Dude. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
can see it.
yeah. That broke my fucking back waiting all day to get this one done. I
Oh,
did it.
that, yeah.
He did this like
Dude,
his.
that's so
I
cool.
can't. It's like a book
Yeah,
guide. It's supposed to be a
cool.
Necronomicon. Yeah,
Yeah.
and with his signature, like bio weapon
Oh
type of
yeah.
thing there too.
Dude, I didn't know your tats were by John Zig, man. That's pretty wild.
Nothing but the best for Necron, dude. That's
Great artist, man. He's done so much stuff too.
Nah, yeah, he is. And he's really good. And considering how detailed he does shit, he can whip it out. No,
Yeah.
no Diddy, but he can do it pretty fast. He can whip it out. No Diddy. He's
Yeah.
yeah. And like I
So,
said, I don't know if you've seen the Spear Siege cover he did.
I
Let me
don't
see,
think I have.
let me look up something. We
I,
can.
I check his social media every once in a while just to see what he's working on, but I don't
Uh huh.
know that that one yet.
Do I have that? Yeah. Look, I don't want it to play, but let me share the screen real quick. I thought he did a great job on this. See that Spear Siege
Oh
down there?
hell yeah, that's badass.
Let me see if I can. Come on. Open up. Yeah, that's the best it's going to
Trying to
get. But
play
yeah.
it. I can
Yeah.
kind of see it. I'll check his social media. It's probably on there by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Which,
see the demon in the middle. It's he's dude. His stuff's so good.
yeah, he's great. Oh, look, there he is up to the goat ceremony.
Oh yeah, yes.
He's in. Yeah, you'd be surprised. He's always in the chat or just lurking,
That's
hanging
so
out. Like, what? You're in
that's
my
so
damn.
that's so funny. It's blossom fast.
So I pulled some since you're an excellent artist and all that stuff. I pulled like I thought was like cool art. So I
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
go through Tim Vigil.
Oh
If
yeah,
you
yeah, Tim, yeah. I like Tim stuff.
I got his whole I didn't
Oh
go
dude,
pull out, but he finally put it out in one big companion.
where'd you get that? Is it,
I found it from some bookstore online for $50.
Okay.
and it has all acts of Faust in there.
Oh man. All right. I'm gonna have to get
So
that.
detailed, dude. Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
love this stuff.
It's
I didn't
called.
know that was out.
Yeah, it's very underground.
Yeah, his stuff is like you
But
gotta
his
be.
because I
It's,
never found the later, like I think 11 and 12. They were so fucking underground.
yeah, I only have a couple issues. I think I have like a poster print, signed poster
I
print.
gotta be careful
Down.
what I show because, as you know, these are
Yeah, I
pretty
know.
graphic.
Yeah,
Like I don't want
yeah,
to get my show taken down because someone's getting,
yeah,
you know. But
yeah. Dude, his stuff is awesome. Yeah, I think he might be in this. Let's see. I've,
Let's see.
I've got this. Speaking of Texas, I did pull out this fanzine I worked with in the late like mid to late '90s. I don't know. So he had some of Tim's work in it before. This one has Wes Benscotter, Drawing Blood from Dallas area, I believe. I don't know if you remember this magazine. It's like an art magazine. It's got really cool. Anyway, oh, Drawing Blood. He had some Tim Visual stuff in there too before. Yeah. Couple of rock pieces. Yeah, rock piece here too. Good. I don't know if the audio is working on here, so you guys might not be able to hear me. Oh hell yeah! Oh, you guys can hear me? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've got some rock stuff. Purchased a couple originals from him. Really enjoy his work. It's cool he did the war. It sounds like Warhammer 666 mentioned that Rock did a logo for him as well. You've probably seen his logo for Nauseous Ruin as well. That one's floating around pretty frequently. Um, it's up.
yeah, I'm. This is probably like the worst technical issues I had in quite some time.
Oh, no
Either it's
worries, man. Yeah,
my internet goes out, but now it's the mic and camera went out. Like, what the fuck is going on?
no problem.
Here,
Yeah, I was just, they were just asking about the. Somebody noticed the rock drawing on my wall back here. Rock
uh-huh.
futuristic execution. So I was just sharing a couple drawings that I have with him.
What are some of your favorite pieces, like, or some of the commissions you got offered, like we were like, wow, this is, like something really cool, or like what, for you as an artist, like what got you excited to do work for certain people or whatever.
Yeah, I would say it's more like probably the best part is drawing for bands that I like. Um, especially like some of the newer bands. The one that comes to mind would be Obscene, the band Obscene. I really like their stuff, so I was pretty excited when they asked me to do I think it was their debut album cover, but their demo is probably one of my favorites in recent time. In terms of like a newer band. So that one comes to mind just like as an example off the top of my head. But I would say it's probably that and like just like the concept is cool to work on, or it's maybe just working on something that I find exciting. Like I don't know if you just saw their. I'll give you an example. Like one that was like important to me. Uh,
Uh,
Dungeons and Dragons just put out a game with Stranger Things called Welcome to the Hellfire Club,
oh
and
shit!
I got to do a couple of illustrations for that game.
No
So
shit!
so that's
Wow.
me like being a fan of like I never played D&D, but I always really respected the artwork and
They
appreciated the
always
artwork.
had
You
really
know?
cool art. I even actually bought just some art books with covers the D&D stuff because
Oh
yeah, I
yeah,
wasn't a D&D'er, but I love the
yeah.
art.
Oh yeah, I've got it in a book about it's called Art and Arcana. It's the like the visual story of Dungeons and Dragons. Just because again I'm a fan of the art, and then Stranger Things being a fan of the show, that was like a like an artist's wet dream, if you will.
Yeah, no, it's a good show. I mean, it's a pop culture phenomenon. So just
Yeah, yeah,
let's be real. To be attached to something like that, that's pretty fucking cool. Especially because
yeah.
you came from the underground too, so you you worked your
Oh
way up.
yeah, it's like one of those things that kind of falls in your lap that you don't expect, and it just happens to check off some of the bucket list marks. So stuff like that, I would say excites me in terms of like what to work on. What I'm working on at the time. But even just like I'll give you another example. Pete from Druid Lord just hit me up, so I got to do. I'm working on a tour poster for him and another band. I don't want to spill the beans, um,
Yeah.
but it's another band I used to write to in the early '90s, and I'm like, hell yeah,
Oh
I'll do that
wow, cool.
because it's cool to me because it's that's a band I knew back in the day. I love their music, I love their old stuff, and the new stuff is good too. And I've been in touch with Pete for quite a while as well, doing stuff for his band, and also being a fan of Equinox prior to that. Uh, it's To me like stuff like that's cool. Like I really dig doing things like that.
Now,
I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I mean for me it's either just
well,
a
no,
sense
it's
of
what
proud.
makes you excited to do what you do. Like it's so it's probably going to be a really cool piece because you're pumped up to do it.
Yeah,
But
it's more you're more invested in it, I suppose. Luckily like I'm in a place where most of the stuff I'm taking is stuff I want to do. I'm not really having to do. I mean, I'll challenge myself still, taking on something new that's sort of out of my realm a little bit, just to push myself. But most of the stuff I have a little bit more like flexibility in terms of what I want to work on, so that I can stay excited about what I'm doing. I'm not feeling like it's work.
I have to bring this up because I thought this was cool. I was like watching you know WWE, watching my wrestling, and I saw a thing come up, and I was like, wait a minute, you know that looks like Riddick art. And I thought someone ripped off Mark or something. And I contacted you and I was like, hey, is
Yeah.
this your art? And you told me, yeah. So let's talk about that a little. Like, how did you get that WWE
Oh, yeah.
commission?
No, first of all, you have a very keen eye, man. Good on you for being able to recognize. It's not everybody, a
Well,
lot of
it
this
was
stuff
the
is
Matt
presented.
Damon, not Matt Damon,
Oh,
Damon Priest one, and
right, yeah,
I was like, that I think was probably the one that was the most in my eyes recognizable as your style art because he's a little more whatever darker character in
yeah,
WWE or tries to be, and so
yeah,
you did a whole little line for him, didn't you?
yeah. That was. I don't really watch WWE.
Yeah, I
I,
figured,
I,
but
I remember seeing it when I was younger. When Jake the Snake and Hulk Hogan, all those dudes were
yeah, the
active.
good '80s stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember it from that era. and I think I watched it maybe one summer as a kid, and I just kind of lost interest. And yeah, that was kind of a fluke, I guess. So I work with this company that helps get uh, my like branded merch into stores. So they pitch my stuff to um, different buyers, and so
Sure.
at Hot Topic saw, I guess, express an interest. Basically, Hot Topic, their buyers expressed an interest in having me do a little collection for WWE, and so they gave me a list of, I think, five or six of the wrestlers they wanted me to draw for. This would just be like a simple black and white T-shirt
Yeah.
illustration, so it was cool. I mean, it kind of put me outside of my comfort zone just a little bit, but they also gave me the flexibility to do my own spin on these wrestlers' brands. So I had to do a little bit of legwork in that. This is the thing when you're working with an intellectual property that's already pre-existing, you have to like do a little bit of a deep dive into what does this world look like, and so I can try to capture the essence of each wrestler, but then bring it into my own artistic viewpoint. So it was a good challenge. And then it's funny because I wrapped those up. I ended up doing the Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, which is funny because when I was researching her, I saw her wearing some stuff I did for other like clothing brands. So she
Uh
was
huh.
already wearing my shit. So I thought I was kind of surprised by that. Um, and then it was her, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Triple H. I think I think that's it. And after that was done, another like athletic wear brand reached out, and they were doing a collab as well with the WWE. So I ended up doing another thing
Nice.
separate, which I just wrapped up like I don't know about a week or two ago. Sent the final art files for that, but so something else will come around the corner maybe in a couple months or something like that. But it's fun because it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? It's like obviously I'm in the same world that you're in, like with underground music, and that's where my preference is to live. But it's cool to like be able to expand outside of that every once in a while visually and just kind of test test what my where my work can go. So it's been fun. I mean, it's unexpected, but it's a fun challenge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's cool because, like you said, it's unexpected, and
Yeah,
but
it's
I think it still works too within your realm. And I'm hoping those are good paying gigs for you too, because those are like you said, that's some huge shit. WWE doesn't fuck around.
yeah,
They're like you said, they're very protective of
yeah, yeah. They are.
image and all that. So
I noticed
um,
that 'cause I'm trying to get to where I can share the art on my social media. I shared it preemptively, unfortunately, and then I'm like, I learned that I shouldn't have, so I took it all down. And now I'm trying to go through the proper steps of getting the approvals for actually, sharing the art, which is kind of weird. And that's, I guess, one of the problems when you're working with an intellectual property is that you do have to sometimes jump through hoops to have a little bit of like, hey, can I share the stuff I worked on? If anything, it like helps promote even just a little bit. The product is in store. So um, and it's for my portfolio. It's like I would like to be able to present it as a completed piece.
it probably just has to go up the chain, the approval
Yeah,
chain.
yeah.
how that shit works. But
So I'm
they
still
should
working
let
toward that.
you. Yeah, they should at some point. Once it's approved, like yeah, because
Yeah, I mean
am I,
it's living in the world now. So I mean I don't see why it should be a big issue. But I also do get like I respect that when a brand like is protective over their stuff too, because that represents who they are, and that's important.
yeah. Well,
Um,
you're talking about billion-dollar industry at
it's
this
yeah,
point. Yeah,
yeah, it's
they're gonna
corporate.
protect very corporate, but it's cool because it's cool for you to get a nice nice paying gig.
Yeah,
The Servicey soap. If you haven't looked at the shirts, they're up on what Hot Topic, WWE or
yeah,
whatever. I don't
so
know.
yeah. Some of them are in store, and then they're all available online through the Hot Topic web portal for the web store.
Now, do you have your own like site where you sell things too, right? Still, or
So yeah, I work with Pyre Press in Pittsburgh. Pyre Press is a printing house. They do a lot of. So if you look at like 20 Buck Spin records, for example,
uh huh.
they actually shared at one point a facility with 20 Buck Spin. Like 20 Buck Spin lived above their print shop, so you see like a lot of their bands getting printed by Pyre Press. But they do all kinds of like underground bands, but also so they do like a lot of stuff now for other like bigger bands like Orgot, Simulation, stuff like that. But they basically they host my web store for me, so that's where if you're ordering from me, you're not necessarily ordering from me specifically. You're ordering from Pirate Press. They're handling. I used to do it all on my own, but it got to where it
Well,
needs too
yeah,
much time, you know.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, going, and I'm sure on your level, when it's spending your life at the post office isn't like
yeah. And
a
I've done
fun
that.
proposition.
I've been doing that for since I was a teenager,
I
spending my
know.
life the thousands of dollars I've given to them. Yeah.
They could do a time lapse video of me from like
Mhm.
15, to now at the damn post office standing in
Oh
line.
hell
That'd
yeah.
be hilarious because
Yeah, the worst is like when my my last art book that I put out, I did all the mailing for that. Dude, it was oh my god, the hundreds of pounds of like I mean those books came in on skids. So I mean, can you imagine hauling like individually packaged books that we initially started on the skid and got individually packaged and hauled to the post office one by one? Dude, that after that I was like, "Oh, I can't do this anymore. It's just too much. It's just too much, man. Too much. And
you're like, you guys got a rolling cart? I can't put all
yeah,
this crap in
and I
here.
was literally hauling them in multiple times on dollies. You know, it's just especially when it first came out, it was just like nonstop having being at the post office every day for like a couple weeks. It just I it eats up and it eats up too much time, you know. So
Hmm. Yeah. Have you how many books have you got published now? Because I know you got like the logo book and there's another one. How many do you
yeah,
got now, dude?
I mean, I guess I just count three technically.
Three?
The Logos from Hell book was a one that had John. Speaking of John Zig, he was in there. Couple of like 30 different artists featured in that book, and then art book wise, I have two, but I have a third one that's with Dementia Press right now, Dementia Records. So I sent the files like I think January or December of last year, and uh, Lucas, who runs the label, he started his own business now, so I think he's been a little slow to put the book out because he's busy with his new business. He's like a broker for getting like record, like a lot of metal vinyl buying now is probably coming from Lucas and
Oh, really? Oh,
his
cool.
new company that he started. Uh, so I think he's delayed it because he's busy with his stuff, which I get, you know. But I do
Yeah.
have a new one on the way. It's like 600 pages or something of drawings, so it's pretty hefty. I might add to it if he lets me. We'll see.
Oh, really?
It's been
Nice.
on the shelf, like it's been waiting for like almost a year now to get printed. So I've had a couple more drawings I can add if I need to, if he lets me. But we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is to the portion where I said I would show some things.
Yeah, please go for it. I'm
So
sorry, it's totally sidetracked.
let me show. This is a German band called Har. Like I think this is like Har, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
German. Really brutal stuff you can get out on Dark
Oh,
Descent.
Dark Descent. Yeah, that's it.
It's like in the you know in that school of Omega Vortex, malicious Finland type of just nutso, psychotic Necrovore style, you know,
Oh,
Black Death, but fast as hell.
okay. Yeah, I haven't picked anything up from Dark Descent in a little while. I haven't checked out what he's. He
Yeah,
has
they're they're they're
something
they're
newer.
they're a good band, as Megan says, killer band.
Cool.
And then Aberration. Oh, no, no, not Aberration. I got that.
Or
Profanation.
information.
Another Profanation. You know, this is
Hmm.
Skull Crushing Violence. This is on Iron Bonehead.
Oh
This
yeah.
is really good. This brutal fucking death black punkish attitude, grinding stuff. But a name like an album title like Skull Crushing Violence, you know what you should be getting into.
Yeah.
It just rips. And I think you were on the show when they were on the new
Oh yeah.
Hexea.
So I did order that.
Oh, did you? Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I have something else on pre-order with Hells, and I think they're waiting for pre-order.
To ship it all
I,
together.
yeah, so I'm still waiting for the Hex. Yeah, yeah, but I have their like a demo or something they put out previously.
Yeah, they're so good.
Maybe
They're
some-
one of Texas's best fucking things out now. It came
Oh
out
yeah.
and you get a little promo for them. They will be going up to the East Coast soon.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be up there. So check them out. Now here's the Aberration.
I've got that.
Yeah, this,
Yeah.
this is good. This is so morbid. This is
Yeah.
fucking
Morbid
Thy
Angel.
Kingdom Come. This
Mhm.
if they just recorded some more songs, maybe it would have sounded something like this. So
Yeah, I think I had that on cassette. I think. Yeah. I just picked that up a couple months ago. It's good.
and this is a one man project out of Houston on Guthrum Volksglock.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've heard that. It's,
Yeah. Do you remember that band Throne of Has?
yeah.
That first album, the really good one.
I don't know if I don't know if I have anything by them.
It's kind of
I
like
really
something like
don't.
that. It's like very, very, a mid '90s black metal, really
It's
good.
just out of curiosity, do you gravitate more to black metal than you do death metal?
Probably, but I do like death metal that's really like old school evil death metal.
Yeah.
I think what I really gravitate to more is stuff that was before it was undefined. Like this.
Yeah,
is
I
black
got
metal.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just like Incubus and
Yeah.
from Florida and
Yeah,
Force
I like
Necro
that
War
too.
and all that stuff. Morbid Angel. I do that, but then I ain't gonna lie. I loved all the fucking third wave black metal stuff and all that. That was because death metal was failing us around that time. Not the underground stuff, but
Yeah.
obituary telling like social issues. Like we don't want to hear obituary talking about social issues. Come on, man. Cause of death. All right, come on.
Yeah.
This is my buddy Lee Warhammer 666.
Oh, okay. All
Now
right.
this is good black metal right here.
That's the one with the rock logo, correct? It looks.
The
I
what?
think
Yes,
you
yes,
mentioned
that's
that
it.
rock logo. Yeah.
You can get this from Fomorian Productions, or what the
Okay.
guys that did. This is more traditional black metal in my book,
All right.
he plays all the instruments.
Oh.
So yeah, it's pretty good. And of course, I really dug this new Profanatica.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, it's kind of it's brutal as usual, and
Mhm.
it has a good some good like punk D beat type of stuff going on in some of the songs as well. With it,
Okay.
and the new Goat Seaman, which is kind of not super new, but you gotta love that name, Goat Seaman, right?
Yeah,
Just,
I know.
fuck Christ, you know what you're getting right here with these
Yeah.
guys.
I've only got I have some of their older stuff. I don't have anything recent by them.
And then Deaf Winds.
Oh,
This is some new stuff on them. Head Split, good.
oh yeah. Okay. Gosh, I need to pick up. I haven't purchased from Headsplit in a while. I need to visit
You know-
the one's website again.
Yeah, Dylan, he'll always hook you up.
Yeah, I
If you
do.
order something, he's
and
great.
his stuff, yeah, he's got such a variety on his label too.
And this is already sold out, but I'm gonna still talk about it because I really like it.
54,
Plutonian Shore
Oh,
from San Antonio. This was originally on a split they did with Goatcraft, the neoclassical band,
yeah.
but this is their side of the split got put out by them. You can still get the digital under Bandcamp. This is really good black metal. Jake, the bass player, the bass player at the time was in the band. So
Oh,
really good, just solid black metal, man.
cool. So are you constantly picking new stuff up? Do you find or?
Um, Some I do, and some I don't. Some, I might just show up within an order,
Yeah.
or or I still like listen to people that I respect.
Yeah.
Like some people say, hey, I think you'll like this. I'll go check it out. Or speaking of, Francisco will play something on his show, and I'll be like, oh
Yeah.
shit, that fucking rules. Or I do stumble across stuff too as well. Like a lot of times what's that one guy No Gleaming Light. I don't know if you ever seen his YouTube.
Oh,
He just uploads a lot of fucking good stuff, and some
okay.
of it will be like, whoa, shit, he's knocking it out of the park.
Huh.
Um, he's the original Nunslaughter singer, apparently. I didn't even know that
Oh,
until
okay.
yeah, so he knows that. Yeah, I'll listen to Greg Bell.
All
You
right.
got it. Yeah, he has he has a good thing going there on his
I'll check that
channel.
out.
Yeah, and it's just music. It's just like demos and records, just being uploaded.
Cool.
So that's some of the stuff that I've gotten into recently. You know,
Yeah.
I could talk about Necrobore all night, or like old Texas stuff like Absu, and but
Oh yeah.
I think we're all kind of J to the fucking age.
Yeah, it's funny. I've found myself. I'm still picking up new stuff on occasion. Um, what is this?
This is Ceremony Guy. He got a new band, Carnos del. I'm gonna say this so fucking
Cornerstone, Chivo.
Yeah, Carnes del Chivo, soon out on Fomorian Productions. All right, we will check that out, dude.
Check out that label too.
He weeds out good stuff from Bandcamp. There you
Okay.
go.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been kind of all over the map. I I've found myself also buying stuff that I remember hearing about back in the day, but never listened to or picked up, and I'll
uh-huh.
hear it now, like what 30 years later, 20 years later, and be like, oh, why did I miss out on this? And I'll find a repress. So I found myself doing some of that. But
I do that too. Like, um, some like like Roy or Francisco play some old stuff I never heard, and I'm
yeah,
like, oh shit, man, this fucking rules.
yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, that reminds me with your indignation stuff. Did that ever see a repress? Your demo?
Yeah. Speaking of Aaron, right here,
Oh,
re-
Goat Gun?
Goat.
Or,
Goat Throne did the whole demo, remastered it for cassette release again a couple
oh,
years ago,
oh, okay. I don't think I have it.
and I think one of the only places left that has copies at a price you can afford is might be check the Nuclear War Now website.
Okay, okay.
'Cause I remember I traded some to him when I was up at his
Yeah,
store one time. I think they might still be there. I don't know, but it's not a Nuclear War Now style band, so it might still be in the in the catalog. But I think
yeah.
everywhere else, like the Goat Throne site, it's gone, and
Okay,
we're trying to get a CD reissue of it
okay.
in the future too. So with a bonus live track because
Okay,
there
cool.
really wasn't a bunch of other things. So yeah, that might get reissued. And
Yeah.
my first punk band, Cerebral Distortion.
Oh,
I don't know if I showed you guys that back in the day, but that was like like my Cryptic Slaughter wannabe fucking style
oh,
band when I was a
oh.
kid. That
Yeah.
might get reissued on another label that we can talk about later. But
Okay. Like
that's
FOD.
what's going on. Oh, well, since we're going down that boat, Mark, we can talk that the HOD Book of the Worm reissue, the layout's done. So
Okay.
that's going to come out on Goat Throne whenever.
Oh, all right.
And we did a really expanded packaging on that. It's pretty much all new. The
Okay.
packaging's all new, and we put 3 new songs on there as well. Well, not new songs, but 3 songs from that weren't on it originally. Were on the Limb Splitter comp. We're going to
Okay.
add those as bonus tracks to it. So it's going to come in digipack. I know some people I hate digipacks, blah blah blah,
No,
but
I don't mind these packs.
I figured, well, the original was in jewel case, so we got to do something to make it a little different. So
Okay.
it's a Digicat with a fold-out poster.
Nice.
Not a giant poster, but what you can
Yeah.
add in a
Something.
CD. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this guy has good taste. Look, was my favorite album. That's Reissue Lane is
Cool.
over with now. So
Okay.
let's get back into some
Yeah,
art, dude.
yeah.
Have you ever seen this one? The Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein?
I do have that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
have
doesn't
his
that
book.
rule?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's yeah. I have his whole.
God,
Actually, you know what? I'll pull this off my wall.
I'm trying to find that one panel layout. It's just insane.
I got a Bernie Wrightson original right here.
Oh, nice.
It's a sketch from one of
Is that
his cards. So I have his card set. Um, but yeah, man, I have not the same. It's a soft cover. The Frankenstein I have is a soft cover version.
okay?
It looks like you have a hardcover.
Yeah, mine's a hardcover.
Oh yeah, dude, that's just
Look at that.
yeah,
That's nuts.
it's insane, man. I'm a huge Wrightson fan, obviously. So yeah, yeah,
So,
dude, that
dude,
thing
this
was
is
like,
like back in the day when no one was buying this stuff, and you can go to half price books and get something like this for like $5.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
So you got a $5 Bernie Wrightson. That's
yeah, like Jesus. I mean, nowadays it seems like everything's overpriced, but that's back then you could go hit that. You could find Bathory Yellow Guts back in the used bin aisle at half price books for like a fucking $2-3 back in the day. Now it's like $3,000. It's
yeah,
insane.
yeah, Wrightson's awesome, man. That's cool that you have that one.
I don't know if you are familiar. Oh, I want to knock over a bunch of shit. These Elric's
Oh
novels.
yes, I've heard of this. Okay, I don't have anything, but I've heard heard the
Some
name.
Yeah, I got hooked, man. Let me find. I'm like trying to find a good centerfold piece or something.
Who's the artist on that?
It is Kano, I believe. There's
Okay.
multiple people on here. It was
Oh,
Michael
okay.
Moorcock. Blondell is usually the first guy's the author, so I here. I'll just show it.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but these
I,
are always beautiful, beautifully illustrated. Here's like some art pieces
oh,
at
that's
the
cool.
end.
Who's the
Um, the,
publisher on that?
Let me get some light. Titan, of course.
Okay.
Do you follow Titan? Are
I
you familiar
don't.
with them? Yeah,
Uh,
it's a new publishing company. They do the new Conan
oh really?
comics too. Yeah,
Okay.
and so they do like really good like fantasy stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard the name Elric, but I don't think I don't own anything
Yeah,
uh
if you see
under
like a
that name.
Titan as the publisher, it's probably like going to be a higher quality material.
Let me
I'm
write
trying to
that
find a
down.
good splash page, but they're usually like in the center or the front. They got so much story to tell, sir. Doo-doo. Oh, this is a nice piece. We'll show this one.
Oh, dude, that's cool. That perspective on that.
Yeah, it's always very epic in scale. You know,
Yeah, it's like a worm's eye. I don't know, bird's eye perspective. It look like.
and this is I don't know if anybody remembers Dawn, the comic book, Angry Christ Comics.
Oh,
Joseph Michael Linsner. This was some cool stuff from the '90s. This is like a collected graphic novel. I always enjoyed this stuff. Whoops, Joseph
oh, that's cool.
Luby's.
It's all black and white.
Yeah, black and white, underground, kind of like Faust, not as intense
Yeah,
or anything.
yeah.
And of course, you got your standard.
Oh yeah, electronic.
I love fucking old Frank
Yeah.
Miller. His
Oh
art
yeah,
now is kind of like, wow, what's going on? But his older stuff, like, just good stuff.
yeah. I remember having his what was it, the Dark Knight graphic novel? Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had
this is my
that.
original.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
kind of nerding out right now, but yeah,
yeah,
this is my original one from the
yeah.
'86.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, man. That's a wild,
And
wild one.
I always
That's
liked
cool.
this artist Kelly Jones. Do you
Okay, I'm
remember?
not familiar.
Yeah, he did a run of Batman, but then he did these Elseworlds
That's cool.
with Batman and like Dracula. They were more like horror style.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then this one, let me find something. It had the really like kind of gothic style.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
It seems
Batman looks
cool.
very. I think he had to become a fucking vampire to beat Dracula in this shit. Here we go. Here's a cool little.
Oh, that's cool. Nicely
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic artist. Like if you want to look into him. And do you remember Simon
Easily.
Bisley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever get into Slaying
Lo-
the Berserker?
Lobo and all that. Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool. I've never seen that one.
yeah.
Huh. Huh.
This is
It's
about
like painterly. Yeah.
Irish folk hero.
Oh, okay.
So it's real Celtic, a lot of Celtic stuff. But yeah, that dude draws great.
So you're more into like collecting graphic novels, or you used to collect comics or something like that?
Yeah, I did both.
Okay.
I still buy. I'm a nerd, dude. I just got back from the comic store a while ago. Got my
Really?
daily my weekly supplies are in the other room. I'll be reading those later.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you're into that. My aunt and my uncle were into the comic book industry for a while. Yeah, that's cool. Alan Lee, yeah, from Labyrinth and Dark Crystal, all that stuff.
Yes, dude. I'm sure did you see that movie, The Norseman?
I have not. Yeah, I've
There's a
heard about it.
scene in that movie. Let me see if I can find it. They literally lifted it. It's at the end of the movie. Spoiler
Okay.
alert, he goes to Valhalla. Um,
Huh.
surprise, surprise, it's the
Yeah.
Northman. Like, they literally lifted, like, to me, like
Oh,
this fucking
dude,
image of Valhalla.
that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
his. I've got one of his books somewhere about I think it's like Tolkien type stuff he was working on.
Yeah, I think he do like some of the paneling and some of the
Yeah,
art for them, the did it use and all that.
yeah, for the Lord of the Rings, I think movie series. Yeah, he did some concept art.
And me and Jeff always talk about this book, which is
Oh, cool. Okay.
with
Definitely.
Jose Smith. He
Huh.
the guy do the I don't know if you knew he drew the original Bathory thing, right? This is where they lifted it from.
No, I
The
had no
goat.
idea.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I should have bookmarked it. Of course, that would have made sense. But yeah, he used the he was the guy originally drew that image. Let me find it. This fucking fan keeps shutting my pages. And he had no idea, of course, he was just living
Yeah.
life. And my friend Jeff was a big fan and figured it out.
Oh, okay.
And you know Jeff, Versifier Jeff.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He,
You got cut off, Carl.
all right. See, now you're on my big speakers and it sounds all weird.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Can you hear me still? No?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
I can hear
myself
myself through your
Yeah, it should.
awful.
Gee.
It's funny because
Let's see if this. You hear me, Hill?
oh yeah, I can
Oh
hear
yeah, I
you.
can hear you.
No, yeah, I still can't see. All right. Work. Or you
You're
hear
good.
me through the speakers? Nah, I think it fixed itself this time. Good.
Yeah,
And that's
that's
all the
good.
art stuff I had anyway. So,
Oh, that's cool. So, yeah, I didn't know about that baptism. I had a couple art books that pulled out too. Um, these ones would be more familiar, I think, to some folks, but um, I have a couple of limited Wes Benscotter books. Oh, did you find it? Oh my God, dude, look at that.
yeah,
Oh,
that's where it was.
okay.
This was like 1980. This book was published. So yeah,
Wow, man.
wild,
Dude, that's
right? Oh
cool.
my,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's really cool to have that. or to make that connection even. Yeah, I just pulled a couple art books out. This is an old Wes Stoddard book
Oh yeah.
from what is it? It's a limited run.
Oh shit. Very
Uh,
limited.
yeah, it's just got some of his older work in it, but also picked up this limited to 100 copies. It was from some kind of art event I think he was partaking in. It's got more of his recent,
Oh wow, that's really cool.
yeah, it's like creator autopsy type stuff that he worked on. Um, Also grabbed an Axel Herman. He did the like Unleashed, and actually did
Did
this really cool thing in there for me.
oh you got it signed by him.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty badass. Yeah, he did all like the Samael and
Was that the Morgoth cover on the?
yeah,
Yeah.
Morgoth and
Yeah.
you know, Asphyx, all
Oh,
that stuff. Yeah, there's the Samael.
oh yeah, there it is. Nice.
Yeah, like all that early Century Media stuff. He did like Ice Earth, things like that. And then of course, the mandatory Chris Moyen.
Dude, I am so mad at myself for not having that in my collection.
Dude,
It's so cool.
I think I got it signed. Let me see if it's signed. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here we go. Here, Chris signed it. Yeah. Signed copy. Um, yeah, man, this is really nice. And of course, it came with the LP and all that. There's
Look at
something
that.
I did for my buddy Adrian, his band, Go Holocaust.
Ugh.
Uh, yeah, man, just obviously his stuff is classic. So
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Moyen. Jeez.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I just pulled a couple art books out. I mean, I got some other stuff too. Like I don't know if you're familiar with Chimo Katola. He's a Finnish. He passed away a couple of years ago.
Yes, yes. Now,
Finland.
yeah, yeah.
He did the like the Titian Blood. There's seven chalices, whatever it's called, which is really phenomenal. He did all of that and like a lot of other stuff.
He did like a lot of the Watain stuff too, right?
Yeah, some of that, and also the Polish guy whose name I can't pronounce did a lot of their stuff. Uh, I have one of his drawings right in front of my face. Starts with the Z, ends with a B. I don't know how to say it. He's done stuff for like a lot of the stuff like Ghost, the band Ghost. Like he's done a lot of stuff for that too. Um, but
Kamos. Axel says Kamos. Remember that
Amos,
band? Yeah.
I know the name. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Swedish death metal, evil death metal.
I don't know if are they on the Swedish that compilation that came out, Swedish death metal comp. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if that I've heard of. I don't know if they're old or new. I know the name, but
Jake says he knows it. Yeah, Jake and Johnny are like the metal archivist.
oh, there we go. You got it. Bilak. Yeah, yeah. He's the one who did some stuff for Watain and like Ghost and Vader. Lots of it. He even, I saw some pretty cool stuff he did for Slayer too, but it just never made it to print because it was too extreme. But the illustrative work was pretty phenomenal. He's an architect by trade,
Oh,
so his
okay.
stuff tends to be more have like a lot of architectural thematics. I've got one of his drawings right here in front of me. I don't even know. I don't even know what it was for. It's huge, but I got one of his originals here.
I'm gonna put that on solo real quick so we can see it a little better. Look at that detail, Dan.
Yeah, this is just a concept too. It's not even like a finished piece. It's on like tracing paper or something like drafting paper. Like anyway, it's freaking huge. It's like right in front of my. It's like right behind my computer. Anyway, yeah. So I've got one of his, but I really like his style. Obviously, his work's pretty phenomenal. He's a really good artist. Uh, yeah, so I've got a couple books. Like I said, that there's that D&D book I picked up. It has all the classic D&D stuff plus the newer stuff. Has some Bryson books. Um, Also, like a lot of these fanzines being republished, like Isten. and
Uh-huh.
Slayer. You know, you probably have. I imagine you probably have a Slayer book with all the Slayer magazine.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got a couple books like that too, where it's like some of the old underground fanzines being
Those books
repeat.
rule, man.
Yeah,
The where people make them into a whole this book. I
yeah, the
got
John.
yeah, I like to buy those because it's cool to go back in time, and just check them out, see like
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Do you still have any of your? Actually, you know what? Here, I pulled another old fanzine and Blash. Where's my
where's my
skin?
skin?
Yeah, he passed
Yeah,
away.
dude, he was a maniac.
Yeah, he didn't he pass away a couple of years ago.
Yes, yes, he did. Yeah,
It's like old in the woods. Yeah, yeah,
I in my fanzine archive down over there, he did a Thorn Spawn interview with me, so I
oh
still
yeah,
have the. Yeah, he was cool enough. He was like that old style where he would send you a copy of it after it was done and
oh yeah,
everything.
yeah. I think my brother's old band is in here. Actually, yeah. I don't know if you know Ash from Shed the Skin. Here's his old band. Ash used to write to him, the Estuary of Calamity. That's his old band. Like before he, moved on to like a couple other projects. Here's Yamato, my brother's old band.
Yamatu's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, if you can find that, check it out. It's very
A lot of
astro black metal or something.
yeah, a lot of influence from like Master Camera and stuff like that. Yeah, I
This
found.
is
Sorry,
a
go ahead.
current zine that sold out. Mordant Red did the Kravik.
Oh, jeez, I didn't know he did his magazine.
Yeah, he did a little.
Oh man, all right.
Yeah, it's not like a massive but it's cool. Look, got the ETD guys in
Oh
there.
yeah, that's is that Francisco's
Yeah,
band?
Francisco's band, JD, and he put the old Pius Levis in there. And
Oh hell yeah, man.
I think.
You
Yeah,
can
here you
have any
go.
more copies? They're all sold out.
I think they're all sold out. Maybe hit him up. Maybe he has some stashed away. I don't know.
Yeah, like if he does another issue too, maybe I'll try to grab one.
Yeah, I think he did a limited run of these. Look, who else is in here? Oh, look, Warhammer, Speak of the Devil,
Oh yeah. Huh.
and I think there's Acheron,
Yeah, I
Jersey
saw that.
Deadpool. Oh, Lord Humongous.
Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know if are you familiar with them? They're
I,
kind of
I caught some of their. No, I don't think I own any. I don't think I own anything by them, but I saw some of their. I think they had some live footage that I caught on YouTube at one point. I
uh,
want to say maybe I'm wrong, but I know their name for sure. But I don't think I own anything by them.
my friend Paul says you can buy mine from a really high fucking price.
Huh,
Well,
nice.
Paul, you should try to get a logo out of it or something. Don't like rake them
Yeah,
over the
it'd be
coals.
great. Huh,
He's
especially
just
that he
playing
didn't lose
anyway.
money on it.
Yeah, yeah, it's a cool zine. That's one of the newer zines, that I saw, come around.
Yeah,
There's still like zines around for
yeah.
sure.
There's a few. I haven't purchased one in a little while. I was for a bit grabbing them on occasion, but I don't. I can't say like. I mean, I'll pick up like Nauseous Ruin and stuff like that. I mean, that's
That's a labor of love. You can tell those are like they're
yeah,
jam packed. Yeah,
yeah. I usually grab that because obviously there's an art centric piece to it, so
yeah,
that's
I can see like you
a
wanting to
big
get
draw
into
for
those.
me. Um, there was one called Botch or Nectomy or something like that. Morgue Rot was another one. So every once in a while, I'll pick one up, but not nowhere near as frequently as I used to.
Well, yeah, well, they're not like around like they used to be. It used to
No,
be
no, no, no.
so cool, like once. And remember, like the advertisement for the other zines and the zine, so you could like, oh, I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
order this one.
oh
This
hell
sounds
yeah.
fucking great. I'll order
Yeah,
this one.
I put a couple more fanzines out. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, here's the one with the Adipocher Adam from France. Uh, yeah, so yeah, like when I look at some of my old zines, I find people I used to being would write to because I probably could have saw the ad in the magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's one with like Salem from Israel.
Oh
And,
shit. Let me
I
put
don't
that
know,
on
there's
solo
that
so you can see
Found-
it.
Foundation 2000. That's an old label. That's definitely not
Wow.
around anymore. That's a Gathering debut right there. Always such an awesome album. One of my favorites personally. But yeah, man, like that was how here's an old one. Here, look at these classics. Has some Pyogenesis and Rotting Christ on that old Osmos ad.
Yeah.
Master's Hammer, Info Nazarene. Yeah, so like this is the magazine I'm looking at, Mortician Numbskull. Or Mortician Magazine. Yeah,
I my zine got fucking ripped apart almost because my friend said he was gonna laminate it and he never did. So I'll just
the one that you're working on, the original.
no the one back from the '80s, Morbid Death.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right there we go. Well, I guess I should show myself here. Only Mark would be able to see it. Exit. So there you go. Some dirty,
Oh,
rotten
yeah,
imbeciles.
damn man.
Aggression from Canada. This was probably 80, 86 maybe? 86, 87, somewhere in there.
So those
There
bands
was,
they're pretty responsive to you. Is there?
oh yeah, I used
Because they're
to.
underground, I guess.
Chris did this really cool Slaughter interview when Evil Chuck was in the band for a hot minute.
That's not the right Slaughter. It's
This
the,
is the right Slaughter.
no man, you gotta go for the one from the
Up
Mark's.
all
What's the
night,
name
sleep
of
all
the-
day. Yeah, now we're fucking finally getting somewhere. Oh, these guys were always in here at Warmock.
Oh yeah, what about yeah?
Local punkers, some CBS, full
Oh
fucking.
cool.
So we would, mix it up. Have one of my favorite fucking bands, Blood Cum.
Oh yeah, I just picked up repress of their stuff. Just
Oh,
like
really? Nice.
yeah, yeah. It was actually kind of like goofier than I thought it was going to be. Because I remember one of the first
It's
crash comps I bought had them on. Oh,
COC.
conformity. Damn,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
So there's
Wait, so you how many issues did you get out?
I believe 3. I wasn't on the third one
Okay.
because I got a girlfriend and
Is that Rigor Mortis that we're seeing there? What is
this
that?
is Thy Kingdom Come era Morbid Angel.
Oh, it's Morbid. Dude, I didn't even recognize Morbid Angel on that. I don't think I've ever seen that picture of
There's
that.
Dave Vincent and
Okay.
Trey. Richard. No, there's Trey on the end. I'm sorry. That was what's that dude's Wayne something, the drummer,
I don't
and
remember.
then Richard Burnell.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
old.
Let me, and like I said, it's all jacked up. My friend never. This one's from just 2 pages because he took them apart and didn't laminate them.
Oh,
Legion of Death, remember them?
I don't know
And,
that I've heard of them, man.
and then Hatred from Jersey. These are Francisco's.
Yeah, dude, these are like,
This is when I was a kid. Yeah, it's like ancient.
yeah, some of these bands I don't recognize. Some of them I do, obviously, but some of them I don't.
I'm sure you'll recognize this one. Attitude Adjustment.
Never heard of them, man.
You never heard? Oh yeah, this is a great crossover.
Okay.
Here they are
Huh.
from San Francisco. Okay, yeah, I'm sure you heard of this one. Massacre.
I don't know who that is.
Come on, Mark. I know you're fucking around now. Look at Cam Lee back in the day on
Oh,
vocals.
okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Let's see if I got anything else. Let me see if I can quiz you. This is a San Antonio band, Death Tripper. They were just talked about on Francisco show last night.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Speaking of Louis, this was his first band.
Oh,
Look at him
really?
on drums right there. Yeah.
Damn, all right.
There's Jerry Blanco, if anybody wants to know. The bass player that tried out from Bloodsville. There he is.
So this is
Yeah.
like early thrash.
Yeah.
Album thrash. Yeah.
Early San Antonio stuff. There's Jerry, Chris, the Freak on guitar.
So
Freak.
if I recall correctly, my brother mentioned to me the ones that you were in the credits for Schizophrenia. the Sepultura Schizophrenia LP.
Yeah. I would always I interviewed let me find it. Maybe that should be this issue. Yeah, we did a big like expose, as they say,
Oh,
on
that's awesome.
Sepultura back then.
Really, it's so their old
So
logo.
it was Morbid Visions era, right?
I love that album. Oh yeah, man. I was just listening to that like last week. Yeah.
Maxing a bunch of fucking photos.
Do you still
I'm
have
talking.
the actual hard copy photos?
No,
Some
Chris had all that stuff in
okay.
his archives, and he lost it, so it's gone. But
Okay.
we still got the pictures. That was like a full, like a full, because this was all Xerox. This was all
Yeah, oh
copy
yeah.
paste, yeah.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I gotta take that back. This was, I heard Bestial Devastation, right? I
hmm
thought it was fucking great, so I wrote them, and Max wrote back and sent me in advance of Morbid Visions
Oh, dude.
on cassette.
Do
So
you
I was like,
still have it?
holy shit.
Do you
I
still
think I
have it?
do. I think it's in my
Oh,
pile of crap, the Morbid Visions advance. So I was like, hell yeah. And then,
damn, man.
you know, next thing I know, when Schizophrenia comes out, I was like, me and Chris were in the thanks list. We're like, oh, fucking cool.
That's awesome.
Now,
Yeah,
Chris taught me though, Chris Sargent, because he was the main guy from Morbid Death Scene. He got thanked on Authors of Madness
oh, really?
right after I think Wes Weaver or around what, yeah, because he used
Oh,
to. Chris was like hardcore into it. Like he talked to Morbid Angel all the time.
yeah.
And then he hung out with the Necrovore guys all the time. He was like, you know, but he didn't have like a girlfriend or anything to. So,
Distract.
it's a different world when you don't have a girlfriend. I'll just say that back then, or a wife. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I've been meaning to ask you, so I don't think I ever found out. Like, how did you get started into the underground scene? Because, I mean, obviously the generation we're from, and I think you're a couple years older than me, because you're doing this in the '80s.
Yeah.
I didn't catch on till like '91. Um, this is all before internet. So
Well, way before internet.
yeah,
Yeah.
like so, how did you fall into the underground?
Underground. I think trying to remember back. Obviously, heavy metal was a more mainstream thing in the
hmm
early '80s. So Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, that was all MTV. It was mainstream music. People don't really know that. Like it was really mainstream music. You saw it on MTV. Motley Crue was on MTV. So I think more people were just exposed to heavy metal back in the
Yeah,
day. So
yeah.
and I was like, I want to hear heavier shit, right? And we had a heavy metal radio station at one time. Z No, it wasn't Z Rock. It was the Buzzard or something. My friend Gabriel remembers it. And it wasn't Z Rock, but it was something else. And it was way at the very bottom of the FM dial, like 106.7 or something like that. And
Okay.
they would play heavy shit. And I first heard Fast as a Shark, except on there way back. When it first came out, they played that on there. That and like Angel Witch and all that would be played on there.
Hmm.
So I was like, what are these bands? They sound amazing. So I started going to import sections and record stores and just asking, what is it? Where do you have this accept band? And then going through the imports, I would see like Venom,
Yeah.
and I was like, how it was back then. The cover art could just sell it, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, welcome to hell. This looks badass.
Well,
So of course I would just buy it. I would just take a risk, and then I think one of the earliest zines I would buy too was like Metal Forces back then, and
yeah.
they covered all the forms of metal, but I think the pen pal pages in the back, I started writing people, like I'm a thrasher and a hellhammer, protector or whatever the hell else. So I like, well, this dude sounds cool. So, and that's how I started getting involved in more tape trading, and
Yeah.
and
So
then it just kind of spread from there. And
yeah.
that's how I got involved more in like finding more underground things as I went along.
So I was doing tape trading up until like probably late 90s when I was in college. I remember especially this one dude in the Netherlands that I would trade with very frequently. And most of the people I rode to, um, they were U.S. based, I would say. A couple overseas too, but
Yeah, I
like
don't think I had too many overseas.
yeah, I
I
was just
did
wondering about that.
I did order the NATO's Speed Kills demo
Okay,
from Europe back then. I do remember that one. That was
okay.
like one of my first overseas demo buys. But yeah, I would write like Cryptic Slaughter and
Oh damn.
Death and Beyond Possession and all these because that's what you did back then. That's how you
Yeah.
know got merch from bands and but Cryptic Slaughter and Warmock guys were one of my favorites.
Because Physical Slaughter is like growing up, that was like one of my favorite bands, man. When I was like
Oh
12,
yeah,
13. And I mean, obviously, I didn't never wrote to the band. I didn't know how to do that then. But
yeah. I
I
even
remember,
finagled my way into getting the phone number of the singer.
oh wow, damn.
Yeah, he was like, "I'll give it to you, but don't you fucking give it out to everybody." And I was like, I don't think I ever called him because I felt like uncomfortable after like I don't want to bug him. He was like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
anyway, I did have Bill Crook's phone number.
Oh wow.
I got his, and and that was also the time of no Diddy, the three-way call. So like
Yeah.
Chris Sargent would like call me and he's like, "Hey, I got the Morbid Angel guys on the phone," or I got
And you get connected in.
yeah. So I'd be connected in and I'd be talking with them guys. Oh man, I'm not gonna throw them under the bus, but some of the things Dave Vincent would say now, things I'd be like, oh shit,
Well, he was also younger then too, less
totally different content.
brain developed. But yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
it's
that was
funny,
funny.
and I remember now that we're talking about it. Most of the people I would do this snail mail with, but there are a couple people I would talk to on the phone with as well. Like we would eventually exchange numbers,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd have a phone conversation with just like a couple folks, not a lot. But I know like with Ken's Death Metal Crypt because we still keep in touch. In fact, I think he was listening to the Indignation demo about a month or two ago. Because he sends us pictures of what he's listening to. He
Uh,
actually had playing that recently.
Fuck
Um,
yeah, Ken's
but yeah,
great.
so he wrote to like a ton of people, even overseas. So that's why he has like freaking everything in his collection. Um, and I was surprised by that because I remember thinking to myself, man, like the language barrier too. Sometimes you get broken English when you write. And when I think back, like I only a handful of folks probably from Europe or even less probably from Asia, a couple from like Central America maybe, but hardly any from South America. But
Yeah, like way back when it was the Sepultura guys. I
yeah,
I yeah, this is true. Send those
it's,
IRCs,
that's
yeah.
like coupon. Yeah, yeah,
Send back my stamps.
yeah, yeah. Which is a great website. Have you been there? The
Yeah,
Jason
yeah.
Everton's website. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because everybody learned how to put the Scotch tape over the
Yeah,
stamps.
the
So you
rubber
just
cement or whatever, you just
yeah,
heat it off. Yeah,
like
yeah.
that was oh, I can't believe how cheap it was to send things back then
Oh
compared to
yeah.
nowadays. Like
Oh yeah.
unreal the price.
Dude. Yeah, you could send like a $10 CD to Japan for like $40. It's
Yeah,
just ridiculous how much it costs now.
yeah,
So
it's
simple
terrible. It kind of kills the underground. Like
for sure.
it's almost like you need someone in Europe to press your shit just
Yeah,
so it won't be so expensive. You
I've
gotta
seen
find some.
that. With a lot of bands now, because especially the bands that are touring, when they tour Europe, they'll have somebody, what is it, like Evil Greed or Empiricon. They'll like do this fulfillment of product for their tours while they're touring overseas because of obviously the expense too, like hauling all that back and forth. But yeah, I've seen that a lot now where bands will have multiple venues for web stores.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense. Like if you're going to
Right.
Europe, you're not gonna take your merch across, on the flights and all that. That'd be crazy. Or
Yeah.
ship it over there. You're gonna have to have someone press it for you, and it just makes more sense if you can do it that way. And it's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
cheaper.
For
But yeah, it was funny because like I said, I kind of posed out. I'm not, in the early '90s because got involved, serious, relationship, whatever, blah blah blah. And then so I wasn't like writing or doing any of that anymore, but I was still buying like when I was, like see Incantation out and, Immolation or Unleashed or, all the air rake stuff, coming out, I would buy all that stuff too still.
Yeah.
So, but then when Thornspawn started up, I was like, well, I guess I got to go back, and start doing promotion. So back to, but luckily at that time it was what, like 96, 97, when
Yeah.
we started like corresponding more with people. You had email. So that opened up a whole new, way of doing things. You didn't have to write letters and go to the post office as much, and
Yeah. Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
I got more involved, back in doing the underground thing, through I don't know if that's really considered underground, but it
Well,
was easier.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. And obviously, I mean, like even now, like that's basically what I use. I don't use social media really at all to communicate. I just use email.
Email, yeah,
Just easier that. I mean, I don't know if it's easier per se, but it's what I'm used to using. So
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, social media is great, like especially if you don't have a big band or you're trying to you got to use it, or I'm sure there's gonna be guys who are gonna say underground only, cassettes only, and you can still go that route too. I'm not gonna knock anyone who wants to do that, but you know, I don't know. I think you want your music to get out to the right people at least. You know what I mean, and having some type of social media helps do that
yeah.
for
I
your
find with the
band.
labels too, like I've self-published some things in the past, and moving product is a lot easier when you have that label support. Even if it's a smaller label, they're the ones like they already have an established fan base because people are coming to them as a point of sale.
Yeah.
They're already buying from the distro or whatever. So it's just easier. Or maybe you have like-minded bands on a label. Like I know you mentioned like was it Invictus Productions earlier, and then you had like Nico Winnow and
Yep.
uh, Iron Bonehead. Like they all have this sort of similar kind of style of band that they sign, and also that they distribute. So it's just you have a place to go. You just it's, that if you're a band, that's what you should be doing. I feel like you should be trying to sign with a smaller indie label, and then
Well, too,
get
and the label does trades with other labels, so
yeah,
it gets your music into other distros, and
yeah,
that's always
absolutely,
that's a good thing, to have your
yeah,
music in multiple distros, not just one. Because, like you said, some people may just be fans of whatever distro or label, and see you pop up there and like, I'll check it out, or hear it, and whatever the case. But I wanted to show this real quick because a lot of people don't know this, Mark. So let's take a look at this real quick because you did this art, and I almost I almost forgot that you did this for us. You did the Hod first album, the Serpent art.
Oh, I think my brother actually put that together. Yeah,
Well,
I
did,
didn't. Yeah, I
did
didn't. I don't think I drew it. I think that was like a
I thought you did the art because I thought
no.
we credited you.
Oh, if you did, it was a mishap. I wish I
So
drew that. It's pretty
Mike
cool.
Mike did like a visual thing or
I think
something.
so. I think he may have either sampled that from like some book of etchings or something like that. I
Uh
really
huh.
don't know where it came from. But he did. I think he did the layout for that release, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he did the layout for sure.
Yeah. So yeah. No, I didn't. I don't think I don't. No, that's definitely
I'm
not
gonna
one
have
of
to
my
go back
drawings.
and look at the credits now. I thought we were under impression you did it, but maybe
That's
Mike did
funny.
it
That's so
too.
funny.
Yeah.
I,
Well, that
I
was a total fail. So moving on.
no, no, I've had that. I've even had that happen in print before, like where I think there was like some hardcover book that came out that had different artists they featured, and they featured like a spread of my work, and one of the drawings wasn't mine. It was like some other random. There's a Pro Fanatica piece too. I don't. It's from like a 7 inch or something they put out. I was like, that's not mine, but oh well. Okay, I can't do anything about it. I
Oh,
didn't
it's
make
already
that.
published. What are you gonna
Yeah,
do,
it's out in the
right?
world, so whatever. Somebody's gonna think I drew it, I guess.
That's hilarious, though.
And stuff like that does happen for sure. It wouldn't be the first time. Yeah,
Nah, not at all. Eh, and I used to get you guys so confused because
Oh yeah, yeah. I
you
don't
guys
blame
are
you.
twin brothers, and I'd be like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
I don't even think my brother's super involved too much with the scene anymore at this point. I don't honestly like. I don't see him very often. I haven't seen him much in the last 5 to 8 years or so. He's just been kind of doing his own thing. So, oh, there we go. Graphic design.
okay.
Yeah,
See, he
yeah.
knows better than me.
He probably did the layout. Yeah, and
Yeah, I know for sure he did the layout. I remember
he
that.
might still do some of that kind of work. Um, but yeah, man. Yeah, I don't I try to like with layout stuff personally. Like I'll do like a flyer layout or something like that. And then do the illustration to go with it. But like layout stuff, I try to like steer clear from in terms of like doing things for bands. But like I said, I'll do like a flyer or something like that. That's kind of fun. But I don't
Just
do like
drawing something.
yeah, I'm not too much into like doing pre-press or packaging. I mean I've done that in the past, and it's just a little cumbersome.
Well, I thought that was like cool because you were more like the the
More like the hands-on,
the hand drawn artist,
yeah,
and your brother was more the graphic artist. When
yeah,
you
yeah.
because yeah, he did a lot of layouts from projects I was in. He did the first Thornspawn.
Yeah, I
I
think you did
you
help with
that's where
that.
I got mixed up. I think you helped finish the Thornspawn Blood of the Holy Art.
I think I may have done something with that, but I don't remember what.
Nickelgro drew like all the main like
Yeah, I was gonna say,
figures, the
yeah,
warriors, and I think you drew like the mountains in the background.
yeah, or
The
something. Yeah,
because we were running out of time and we had to get the
yeah,
art done. But
that
yeah, I
was.
think you did something like that, and
I think
that's probably I had that in my head.
I vaguely recall that. I think I may have, and I have the LP somewhere over here. I mean,
Yeah,
it's probably
I think
upstairs.
you came in and saved the
Probably
day.
closet.
It's because we were coming up. There used to be things called like deadlines, and you had to have
Yeah.
albums to in the distributor's hand by a certain point.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and I remember, my brother did a lot of. I remember him doing a lot of layout work. I think he helped out a lot with like Patrick from Red Screen Records.
Yeah, I think he was
Oh yeah, the
involved.
ceremony stuff. He he worked closely with Killjoy from Necrophagia to do the Baphomet Records release type stuff pretty frequently back in the day. So I can't think what else. I think those are the main things. He worked a lot with also a German label called Dark Vinyl that did like a lot of dark ambient stuff. So I
Uh,
know he helped them out a lot too. Uh,
he did. You know what he did too? I think he got a gig doing a lot of the Baphomet stuff, the
yeah, that was yeah the yeah exactly like the Viking
Killjoy stuff.
Sound.
He
Yeah,
did the. I know he did the Demon Sea. The originals
yeah,
joined in Darkness.
yeah. He did a couple things with Demon Sea, um, some Necrophagia stuff. In
Yep.
fact, one of the Necrophagia albums, he actually drew like he hand drew the title of the album, which is like I think the only thing he's done where he's hand drawn. I can't
Really,
remember
I didn't know that. Wow.
Cannibal Holocaust or something like that, whatever it's called. I think it was an Necrophagia. Like
Yeah, Cannibal Holocaust. Yeah.
yeah, I think he drew like the logo for that for like the name of the album. But other
So,
than that, mostly design stuff.
but he could draw if he wanted to, huh?
I do have one of his drawings. I've got like a Viking ship thing he drew back in high school. It's actually pretty good. But yeah, he never pursued it. He's always
Yeah.
had like an interest or like an inkling toward art, but he just never pursued it. It's more like I guess something that I took on,
Yeah.
took the
But
reins on.
so is that like mainly what you do? Like, you don't have to say what you do, but is art
Well,
mainly what you do for a living nowadays, or?
no, no. I mean, I have a day job doing graphic
Okay, I
design.
didn't know
So
if you were.
I do graphic design. It's just like that's why I'm saying like when I go home, I don't want to. Obviously, my family keeps me busy, but all the illustration stuff's like in between like family and work,
Gotcha.
And music kind of takes a back seat personally, like writing music. But I try to carve out like a little bit of time to draw every day if I can, even just like 15 minutes, just
Yeah.
to because I mean I try to I guess what I'm trying to say is like I try to task myself every week with like oh I've got to get this done and this done, and I'll put that on my radar and that's what I'll work on through the week, and so I have like a deliverable at the end of the week to whoever my customer is. So I try to keep up. It's essentially like having a second job, the art stuff, but but graphic design, like yeah, that's my day job. So it's like I don't want to be doing layout for like records and CDs. You know, when
No,
I'm
yeah.
clicking a mouse all day at work or whatever. I don't want to be coming home doing the same thing.
And I know how we are because bands are like that. Well, can you fix this? Can you move this here? Can you? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It can be yeah.
yeah.
I've
Okay.
definitely had my experiences with hard to work with bands on occasion. It's not very frequent, but I definitely had that in the past for sure. Yeah.
Well, for the people who joined us later, yes, I'm going to promote again the T-shirts that are available at Mark's art that he did for him, the Witching Hour. So you can get these at. Let me put it up here. Black Montana's Big Cartel. Right, I think I got it right. But these are available. There's multiple styles. Check them out. Look, he did a little bit of everything. But if you just want the classic black with the white logo, they're there. And they are available now. I know a couple people ordered some already, which I appreciate. I know Bob did. Mike Abominator did. He already got a
Oh yeah,
couple
Mike.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike said, I got one. I know, cool. This logo was fucking cool. So,
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's fun. Like again, I try to stick with like the hand drawn stuff, you know. So it's basically just the only thing that's typeset is the top part, but the rest
oh
is
yeah,
like
the Lord
it's all
Necron
hand drawn.
presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like such a '90s, '80s death
Yeah.
metal logo. So I'm like,
Yeah.
perfect,
Pretty keep it
perfect.
old school.
And I was happy. It was like a nice surprise. It was like, whoa, shit, I didn't even know. Like, nice,
No, yeah, not a problem. Yeah. Yeah.
very cool. Is there anything else you want to cover, Mark?
Oh no, no, I think I'm good. I just for those interested in my art, just checking out my website. It's riddickart.com. Higher Press has a few products, and Spencer's Gifts has product as well in store. I think they just got some Riddick Art hoodies come in, so those are available. I think two different styles, and I think that's about it. Again, I just try to keep a full plate art
Yeah.
wise. There's some stuff coming around the corner sometime soon.
What's now you got art stuff in Spencer's Gift? Is it like a band or a brand or is it
No, no,
your
it's just for
stuff?
the just like my stuff, like Riddick Art brand, if you will.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's just my
fucking
own stuff.
awesome. Very cool. I have to
Yeah.
go to fucking Spencer's Gift now and check
Yeah.
it out.
Oh
Man.
no.
I'm gonna be all, look at Mark. He's in Spencer's next to the Five Finger Death Punch. What is going on?
No. It's terrible.
You gotta do a
Uh,
little ball busting on the witching
yeah, no,
hour, right?
I got hit up to actually do some stuff for that band. I said no, no thanks.
Oh, really? They wanted you? What are the No, thank you. Hey, man. Daniel Shaw. He did some stuff for Agnostic Front, and that's really
Yeah,
cool. I bought that
yeah.
shirt. The I have that in my closet over there, and
Daniel stuff, yeah, his stuff is available in Spencer's stores as well. So you'll see some of his product
oh,
in there.
really? All right.
Yeah,
I mean, in a way that's cool that it is out there because it's going to be younger kids who see that stuff, and it's cool for them
yeah.
to maybe that could be a little footing into the the underground. And
Yeah, hopefully a segue for sure. I mean, we all have to open the gates somehow, you know.
yeah,
That's why I was asking about your story too, like how you got into it, because it's just like somehow you get. I mean, this is pre-internet, you know. And somehow you step into it,
yeah, like
they get
and
sort of taken
to
ways.
go back to that a little too, there was on a rock station here that's still here, and there was Tracy Barnes Headbangers Ball, I believe on
Okay.
Friday nights, and it was like a midnight or so, and he would play like the heaviest shit that would come up. So like I think Swing of the Axe, Possessed from Metal Massacre, he played that on there, and that's like my first exposure to Possessed back then. I was like, "Whoa, this is
Damn,
fucking
man.
heavy!" And of course, he played like Nasty Savage and Merciful Fate and all that other, the good stuff too. But that we just had things like that back then. That metal was kind of, a little more in the mainstream. And I know people say, Necron, it sells more now, but it really was I mean, there were stadium tours back then,
Yeah,
selling out arenas, bands, on arena tours all the time, and and let's be real. Some of the bands that only still do arenas nowadays are those same bands: Judas Priest,
yeah, yeah,
Black Sabbath, Metallica. Is from
yeah.
thrash, but they're still from the '80s, and there's not like a bunch of younger bands selling out the bigger arenas.
That's true.
Like there
Yeah,
was back then. These guys were young back then. Yeah, legacy bands or me and Jeff. I mean, not to get into that whole conversation again, but we had a whole thing about like after the legacy bands are gone, what big metal bands are
yeah.
gonna
I think I,
sell these arenas out? Like
I think I caught part of that. Was that on your one of the conversations you had recently on your channel?
yeah,
I
yeah,
think I caught that part. Yeah, yeah. That was a good
so
discussion because that's a good point. Yeah, who
yeah,
who follows up Iron Maiden? Who
because
fills those shoes?
the Iron Maidens and the Judas Priests were the first things you got into, and then you went to that, but you don't even get into that. What the hell because pop music now is fucking terrible. I mean, you don't even hear guitars in pop music anymore. Like back in the day, you heard electric guitars. At least there was something.
Yeah,
I'm not saying all pop music had it, of course not, but it was a part. Like you heard electric guitars, you heard bands, and now it's just all fucking
oh
AI
no,
music. With
yeah,
auto tune vocals.
yeah.
And just like what? There's no guitars or anything, or just you know, boo. I don't want to talk about all that. Support the underground.
Yeah.
So I haven't stopped listening to Maiden. I hope you learned some things in the show, Megan. Mark's awesome. So support art. What is it? RiddickArt.com.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, go check your channel out. Your website out. And
Cool.
I think we're done, dude.
Yeah,
We
dude.
did 2 hours. That's good. I don't want to take
Yeah.
up your whole night
No,
bitching about old bands.
yeah, I appreciate you having me on here. It's always fun to like catch up and just talk underground metal, like some of the old stuff. I appreciate you sharing some check out. So I
Oh
appreciate
yeah, for sure. I appreciate you making that new logo out of the blue. That was
Oh yeah, no
cool.
problem.
And
Sure.
so now I got two logos now. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Awesome interview. Oh yeah, Teddy's another old school San Antonio guy. Night Flight. That
Oh
was a
nice.
good show. Yeah, they were the only ones that would show the Motley Crue video back in the day. With Livewire, MTV was like it's too scary. Jake says great interview. All right, man. I'm
Thanks,
just
man.
gonna I'm just gonna end it, everyone. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.